Most of the country for today. The biggest thing we're watching for is cold air working its way down through the northern plains and across the Midwest and spreading even farther to the south and east over the next couple of days, eventually bringing a chance of record lows and frost and freezes to a lot of places in the northeastern part of the country and perhaps even down into places like Virginia and the Tennessee Valley. For today, though, that's not too much of a problem. We do still have clouds and showers moving out of the upper Midwest across the Great Lakes. And for tonight, moving over into the Northeast, temperatures under that cloud cover and the showers are mostly going to be in the 50s and 60s. However, out ahead of that, across New England for today, we may see a few more places in the 60s than we will farther to the west. Farther to the south and east, then, we'll see highs mostly in the 70s, and it really is going to be beautiful once you get south of there, especially for the southern plains. We're also going to be dealing with more heat. We'll have highs that are going to make it well into the 90s, even all the way up into central parts of Oklahoma. And we could see another day where records are set, especially in Texas. We still have hot weather in the southwest as well, although it is moving farther to the east, cooler weather returning to California, along with scattered precipitation. And that's the weather across America. In Shreveport, Louisiana today, sunny and hot with a high of 97, smashing the record of 91. Indianapolis, Indiana will have sun and some clouds, high 72. That's the nation's weather. I'm AccuWeather.com meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Thank you, Heather. High and low temperatures in America Wednesday. Port Isabel, Texas, roasting at 102 degrees yesterday. Gunnison, Colorado, shivering with 23. The windiest place in America still Mount Washington, New Hampshire, 64 mile-per-hour gusts. This is America in the Morning at 16 past the hour. Michael Toscano here this morning for Jim Bohannon. Scott Carr reports now that California's plans to use people convicted of violent crimes to fight fires are going up in smoke.
4 years of drought in California and a deadly fire season have made headlines, but the state made more headlines this week when prison officials proposed letting inmates convicted of violent crimes such as assault and armed robbery help fight fires. The department's Bill Sessa says the program's been a success, though the number of state prison inmates assisting firefighters has fallen from around 4,400 in recent years to about 3,800.
We've never had a public safety problem with anybody on a fire crew. We've never had an inmate walk away from a fire.
The state still plans to expand the prisoner firefighting unit. They'll do it by including inmates who have no more than 7 years left on their sentences instead of the current 5. I'm Scott Carr.
Police have arrested 6 members of a secretive church in upstate New York after a 19-year-old was beaten to death and his brother was also beaten. Steve Kastenbaum reports the boy's parents are among those charged.
The Word of Life Christian Church is shrouded in mystery in the upstate New York community of New Hartford, about 100 miles west of Albany. Some locals accuse it of being a cult. It was at the church where police said 2 teenage brothers were beaten by their parents and other members of the group.
As the investigation progressed, it was determined that the Word of Life Church was the scene of the crime.
New Hartford Police Chief Michael Insera said 19-year-old Lucas Leonard and his 17-year-old brother were assaulted during what church members called a counseling session.
Both brothers were continually subjected to physical punishment over the course of several hours, in hopes that each would confess the prior sins and ask for forgiveness.
Soon after, Lucas was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. It took several hours for police to coax his younger brother out of hiding at the church. 6 people were arrested, including the boy's parents.
The mother and father, the bail is $100,000 each, and the other 4, the bail is $50,000.
The parents were charged with manslaughter. 4 others from the church face assault charges. I'm Steve Kastenbaum.
18 minutes after the hour now on America in the Morning. The Toronto Blue Jays are advancing to the American League Champion Series for the first time since 1993. They defeated the Texas Rangers 6-3 in Game 5 of their division series in Toronto. They'll square off with the defending AL champion Royals, who slugged their way to a 7-2 win over the Houston Astros in their series finale. 18 and a half minutes after the hour on America in the Morning, a look at business, and we'll check America's most endangered jobs when we return after these messages.
Advance Auto Parts knows what makes a car guy a car guy. It's the commitment to maintain an engine through the 300,000-mile mark. It's burning the midnight oil to finish a job most guys would rather hand off. It's loyalty, and it's why there's speed perks from Advance Auto Parts. Spend $100 and get $20 off your next qualified purchase. No cards, no points, no nonsense. Advance Auto Parts, for guys who love getting under the hood.
See store to sign up or visit speedperks.com for details.
At Geico, we've been innovating car insurance for over 75 years with forward-thinking ideas like online quotes and the Geico mobile app. And to prove it, we'll play one of our first radio commercials from 75 years ago.
By Jiminy, Geico could save you money on your car insurance, which is what we'll be doing over 75 years from now. Who knows, maybe with some sort of application that's accessible on a futuristic handheld device. We'll call them online quotes.
See? Forward thinking.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
How strong is Allegra D?
It's jumping in a pile of leaves with my kids strong.
Allegra D, a fast, non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant that starts relieving your toughest allergy symptoms in 1 hour.
Yep, I am going to take that hayride strong.
It's breathing free for 24 hours, even after a day of apple picking strong.
Allegra D, strong relief for your allergy symptoms, guaranteed or your money back. Visit Allegra.com. Use only as directed.
By 2025, it's estimated that half the world's population will lack access to safe drinking water. A sorry state of affairs as 2/3 of our planet is covered by water. We are helping develop solutions for salt water to satisfy the thirst of future generations. BASF. We create chemistry.
We're coming up at 21 minutes past the hour now, and it's time to check in on business with CNBC's Tom Busby.
Good morning, Michael. Look for more fallout today on Wall Street from Walmart's dire warning about tanking earnings next year, and from Netflix after it missed earnings estimates and new subscriber predictions last quarter. But one thing is for sure, big banks are making a whole lot more money now, more than ever. Yesterday, Bank of America cleared $4 billion in profit. J.P. Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, $6 billion. Today, we hear from Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. Also reporting United Healthcare and chipmaker Advanced Micro Devices. Economic news on the docket includes new claims for jobless benefits. They may rise a little bit last week, while inflation should remain in check with consumer prices dipping again thanks to lower gas prices last month. And Tesla will download its new autopilot software for Tesla owners. Version 7 allows them to drive hands-free on the highway and could also help them park their cars right in their garages.
Asian shares gained well over 1% in Thursday trading, and European stocks opened higher this morning as well. Weak U.S. data released yesterday helping to quash concerns of an imminent interest rate hike boosting world markets. The price of benchmark U.S. crude fell 2 cents to close at $46.64 a barrel on Wednesday. So, Tom, we're seeing this weak economic data here in the U.S. affecting world markets. Is that more of a concern than earnings right now?
Well, earnings season not expected to blow anyone away. So, yeah, right now, the weak data we've been seeing lately may be much more of a worry to Wall Street and to the Fed. Now, it started with September's jobs report, which was short of estimates by about 50,000 jobs. And last week, economists began to lower their estimates for third quarter economic growth after weak inventories data. Now, we're seeing a big drop in inflation, something of great concern to the Federal Reserve, still weighing whether to hike rates later this year. Yesterday, wholesale inflation, known as producer prices, fell 0.5%, the biggest drop in 8 months. And today we get consumer prices, what you and I pay at the store. That should decline on lower gas prices, but if it falls more than expected, it could be the sign of a real problem for the Fed and for Wall Street.
Thanks, Tom Busby. 23 past the hour on America in the Morning. John Stolness now with a look at the 10 occupations in America most likely to employ fewer people.
According to the jobs website Career Case, looking at numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, mail carrier is the most endangered job of 2015, with the number of mail carriers from 2012 through 2022 expected to shrink by 28% over that 10-year stretch. Electric meter reader and farmer were tied at number 2, with both jobs expected to shrink by 19%. Newspaper reporter was 4th with a 13% job loss expected, and jeweler was 5th with a 10% job loss expected. Logging worker, flight attendant, drill press operator, insurance underwriter, and seamstress tailor round out the top 10. I'm John Stolnis.
Well, there should be plenty of jobs for dentists, as Halloween candy is a multi-billion with a B dollar-a-year business. Karen Kafa checks out the cities that like the sweets the most and how parents can keep their kids from sugar shock.
From candy corn to chocolate, the Halloween sugar rush is expected to add up to a sweet $2.1 billion in sales. The social network Nextdoor crowdsources information about neighborhoods from residents. Their Treat Map feature analyzes who's handing out candy across the U.S. Nextdoor's data found the top towns for Halloween candy are Cary, North Carolina, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Omaha, Nebraska, Columbus, Ohio, and Frisco, Texas. With so much candy going around in the neighborhood, at school, and at parties, parents may want to map out a strategy for that Halloween haul. Parents of children with allergies need to take particular care. Care.com, a website that matches parents with caregivers, recommends inspecting labels on each piece of candy a child eats, even if it's a brand they've had before, as ingredients can change. Teach children not to eat anything without a label and send them to parties with a bag of candy that's safe for their allergies so they don't miss out on the fun. Households that find they simply have too much candy on hand may want to donate some to the organizations that collect candy to send in care packages to servicemen and women overseas. I'm Karen Kafa.
25 past the hour.
Oh, did you ever hear the owl of the sea?
Who? The story of an owl right out of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. When we return on America in the Morning, back after these messages.
About a bird.
I spend my days helping others. It's rewarding, just not always financially. So I got TIAA CREF. They were founded to help people like me meet our financial goals. They've got so many industry accolades, it's unreal. I like taking care of people. Sometimes that even includes myself.
Intelligent investing for the long term. Just what you'd expect from a company that's created to serve and built to perform. Visit TIAA.org. TIAA CREF Individual Institutional Services, LLC. This testimonial is an act of portrayal. Investing involves risk. Individual results will vary.
How fast are Allegra gel caps?
It's raking the leaves and loving it fast.
How strong are Allegra gel caps?
I'm running with my favorite workout partner, Strong.
Non-drowsy Allegra gel caps give you noticeable relief of your toughest allergy symptoms. It starts working in just 1 hour, 2 times faster than Claritin's first dose, and stays strong for 24 hours.
It's saying yes to pick up football with the guys, Strong.
Allegra gel caps. Nothing's faster, nothing's stronger. Among OTC oral antihistamines. Use only as directed. Visit Allegra.com.
Hi everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Bridgeville with another one of my year-end specials. I'm an overachiever. I want to start my year-end selling out quickly. I don't want to have to count this stuff at the end of the year. And here's another one of my crazy offers. And if you want to know more of them, you can go to Wellers.com or give the guys a call at 337-8228. But here's this one. It's a brand new light, okay? So it's the kind of light you would put up and down your sidewalk or up and down your driveway, and it has a little like a post. You drive it in the ground, you stick it in the ground, has the little light, comes with a light bulb. They retailed new for over $10, and they are brand new. I'm cutting them loose for $3 each, or 10 for $20. This is a you snooze, you lose special. I've also got some for your deck. They light up the steps on a deck. Same price, $3 each, 10 for $20 at Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, 337-8228, Wellers.com on the web. Tell your friends, grab your cash, make a dash, and come see me.
Delaware 105.9.
Runners at a Maryland park are finding themselves under attack from an unlikely source. Kevin Lewis reports it's not a hoot.
Oh my God, that's very frightening.
It's hunting season of a different sort.
Wham, bam. Throw my arms around.
Along the Capitol Crescent Trail in Bethesda.
Spooky? Maybe because it's Halloween.
Here, signs abound, warning trail users of a young owl on the attack.
It's terrifying. That's something you see in a movie or something. I don't know, but that would suck for sure.
It's crazy.
Few know better.
She's like, oh my God, like there's a bird, like there are wings like all over you.
Then marathon runner Abigail Kloss.
So we kept running, and all of a sudden, like a second later, it just like flew at my neck again, and I like flipped out, like threw my headlamp off and like sprinted away.
Because owls are nocturnal, the Parks Department is now telling people to stay off the trail at night. Other tips? Avoid reflective gear and hide ponytails, which owls sometimes confuse for prey.
that doesn't happen, especially in like Bethesda.
But Kloss isn't taking chances, sticking to city streets that are talon-free.
Like, this is a rare thing.
You're part of an elite club.
I know. Owl Attack Club, yeah.
This is America in the Morning for Thursday, October 15th, 2015. Thanks to producer Tom DeLack. I'm Michael Toscano in for Jimbo Hannon, and this is Westwood One.
Your favorite radio station doesn't play songs. This is Delaware 105.9. At Delaware 105.9, we think talk radio means you get to talk too. So don't be shy. We're not.
Seriously.
And now, every Friday is First Timer Friday.
Everybody's talking at me.
If you've never called in before, tell us. Dan, Sumo, and Jared will move you to the head of the line. First Timer Friday on Delaware 105.9.
That's what makes talk radio.
Because you'll always remember your first time.
All right, good morning in the Delaware 105.9 News Center. Good morning, John Butler.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, everyone. Delaware 105.9 News Time is 5:30. I'm John Butler in for Kelly Steele this morning. Attorney General Matt Dent is eyeing changes to Delaware's criminal justice system. Dent, who took office in January, was set to unveil a series of proposed reform Thursday in a speech to the Wilmington Rotary Club. Dent's office says some of the proposed reforms would change long-standing positions of the Department of Justice. Among other things, Dent is looking at ways to be more just and fair towards some nonviolent and repeat offenders while maintaining efforts to close what he says are loopholes in Delaware's gun crime laws. The proposal also includes ideas on changing how juveniles are treated by the criminal justice system. The weather forecast, meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny today, a high of 66. Tonight, clear skies, low 41. Friday, things could dip a lot cooler. Partly sunny, showers in some places during the afternoon, a high of 68. Low Friday night of 43. Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 58. CBS News is next at 5:31.
Update. Former NBA player Lamar Odom said to be struggling at a Vegas hospital after he was found to be unresponsive at a Nevada brothel.
He's still unconscious? Yeah, well, he's in a deep sleep for sure.
Correspondent Steve Futterman.
Workers at the Love Ranch brothel called 911 when they discovered Lamar Odom unconscious in a room. They saw blood and a white substance coming from his mouth and his nose. When medics got to the scene, Odom was unconscious but breathing.
There are reports that Odom may have been doing cocaine and had been drinking cognac. He was staying at the best VIP suite at the brothel. A spokesman there says Odom spent an amount beyond 5 figures. Officials obtained a search warrant and took a blood sample. May take several weeks to determine what was in his system. Former L.A. Lakers star Magic Johnson.
You think about guys who you really are drawn to, that you really cheer for. Lamar Odom is at the top of the list.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett.
When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, what's that mean? It means we're putting together the total package that totals up at harvest.
Well, we start with high-performance trait packages.
Pioneer brand corn products combine world-class genetics with advanced seed treatments and tested and trusted traits to bring you elite performance.
Our hybrids are bred to yield.
Bring in the agronomic insights and unmatched service and support from your local team, and you'll get results that add up in your fields.
We help put the right products on each acre.
Pioneer, with you from the word go. When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, it can mean cashing in on bigger profit opportunities with Pioneer brand Plenish High Oleic soybeans.
Our Plenish soybeans can put more money in your pocket.
They offer a processor-paid premium on every bushel.
Growers like their bin-busting yield potential.
Pioneer genetics, research, and local yield trials help Plenish soybeans produce big yields. Talk to your Pioneer sales professional or go to pioneer.com/Plenish. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
These are great, too. Do you want some Plentish soybeans? Delicious.
Commercial buildings all over Delmarva need energy-efficient and reliable roofing services. Protect your business with Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial roofing systems, Delmarva Roofing and Coating has built a reputation for quality. With a Conklin system installed by Delmarva Roofing and Coating, the roof of your business will be able to withstand the weather and last for decades while consistently lowering your heating and air conditioning costs. Increase the lifespan of your roof and choose the roofing leaders of Delmarva. Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Find out more at delmarvaroofing.com.
Hi, this is Andy Pennington from Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies. Summer is officially over. Old man winter is coming. Be ready. We are the SnowX dealer for Delaware. Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies has the salt spreaders and brine sprayers you need, from walk-around units to 7 cubic yard salt spreaders, and everything in between. All from SnowX, the finest machinery in the business. If you are a property manager, landscaper, contractor, homeowner, anyone who has to clean up ice and snow, Asphalt Paving Equipment Supplies will have it. In fact, if we don't have it, you don't need it. Be ready for winter. Stop in and see our SnowX line and pick up a few bags of calcium chloride from Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies on Route 9, 26822, Lewis Georgetown Highway in Harbison. Call 302-664-1552 or go to asphaltpavingequipmentsupplies.com.
Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies. Now the exclusive dealer in Delaware and Maryland for Midland Road Wideners. For sale or rent.
It's Thursday. Hi, this is Brent from the Cottage Cafe Restaurant, and tonight's Thursday, which means our famous Surf or Turf Night. And that features Thursday's famous prime rib dinner for only $14.99. Or how about bacon-wrapped barbecue salmon, also only $14.99. If you can't make it tonight, tomorrow is Friday. That means our famous Friday fish fry. Hope to see you today at the Cottage Cafe.
Thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 on your radio. And for your convenience, streaming live online. Visit Delaware105.9.com to hear local news and talk for Delmarva online, streaming 24/7. Sponsored in part by Dart First State. Let Dart do the driving. Save money, save gas, ride greener. Bus routes statewide between Rehoboth, Georgetown, Dover, and Wilmington. Delaware 105.9. Streaming live at Delaware105.9.com.
Remember Jared Morris today at 3 on Delaware 105.9.
The Dan Gaffney Show begins its broadcast day from the opulent new studios of the Delmarva Broadcasting Company's Delaware 105.9 inside the Gaffney Broadcasting Complex. And now join us as we stand for the playing of our national anthem.
That's a little goofy, especially when you're going into the national anthem.
Hello, radio listeners. Great to have you tuned in this morning. And hello to those of you listening on the internet as well. Thank you for streaming the program on your Android devices, your Apple devices, with our app and with TuneIn and wherever you are. Thank you. And to those who might be watching on video, you know, we live stream on video. That was our big show announcement the other day. The live stream will be hitting television for real, like real TV, soon. The plans are in the works to move this, the first portion of the show to television. In Sussex County, it will be, not yet, but it will be on My Cozy TV. The folks at WRDE in the Rehoboth area run My Cozy TV. So that's on Comcast Channel 204, right? Colin, 204. Mediacom Channel 99. And so every cable system throughout Sussex County, if you have Mediacom or Comcast, will be carrying the TV version of the radio show. The cameras here in the studio live starting soon. We hope within maybe days. We'll let you know when we have an official start date, whenever they get that technically set. But very exciting. That's what's going on. I think over in the newsroom, we have in for Kelly Steele today, John Butler. I think maybe John Butler thought it was today we were starting on TV because I noticed you wore your nice little bow tie today. You look good, man.
Thank you. Yes, bow ties are cool. I like bow ties.
John was very excited that he posted a picture of himself on Instagram, and some woman started flirting with him immediately.
Yeah, that
was
interesting. Yes.
That happens. You sure it wasn't some sort of scam?
Well, I had to break her heart and tell her that I'm happily married.
I know. So. Break her heart. Where was she? Indonesia?
No. This was in Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I put the hashtag coffee, and that might have been a mistake because hashtag coffee is very widely everywhere worldwide. So I got a lot of interesting likes and comments. So,
did you know I am on Instagram?
You are? Well, what is your username?
But I don't even know. That's how much I'm on Instagram. I have an Instagram account.
That's kind of how I was earlier. I've had an Instagram for like 2 years, and I picked it up again just because I have more and more people switching to Instagram instead of Facebook. So
I think it's Dan Gaffney Show or Dan Gaffney. I'm not sure. How do I? Dan Gaffney Show.
There you go.
There you go. All one word. Dan Gaffney Show. Hey, I have 19 followers. It tells you how much I've...
That's more than me.
Oh, it is? Oh, sorry. I just took a look. I think I posted a total of 6 pictures.
Yeah, when I reactivated mine a couple days ago, the last picture was 112 weeks ago. So it had been a while.
19 followers. At what point should I... If I were to get... 100 followers, I'll start posting.
All right. I'll follow you now.
Okay, thank you. But I am on Instagram because my daughter is on Instagram, and she has a ballet page on Instagram as well. So, you know, I like to keep up with what's going on. Hey, Phil, what's up, buddy? Are you on? Wait a minute, Phil.
I know he's on you on Instagram right now.
You are?
I have been for a little while, but you haven't been on active, so...
yeah, well, there are like 6 pictures.
I know. I'm just saying. I am following you, though.
You're on Instagram?
Yes, I am.
Who are you?
I'm Omquist on air.
Let me see.
I'm one of those...
See who's following me here.
I'm one of those 19.
Somebody named 302. Deleted account is following me. Ashley Wilson, Becker, Darlene Smith, Dwayne Smith, Elbert. That's Elbert. Hey, Elbert with an E. Longnecker, good to see. Holly, James Hicks, Jared Morris, Jim Weller.
You have 20 now. I just friended you.
Thank you, Laura, Nova, Phil. There you are, Phil. I'm going to follow you back, bud.
All right.
I didn't know you were on there. I'm sorry about that.
I've been on a while.
Is it etiquette in Instagram to follow people back? Tom Schultz is following me. Check that out.
How about that? Huh?
Martin is following me. Listener Martin. I recognize the call sign. All right, you guys are making me go all Instagram on you.
So I just figured I'd let you know.
Thank you, Phil.
No problem.
Hey, sorry I didn't follow you back, dude.
It's okay.
I'm at News Dude John, by the way.
That's you, News Dude John?
News Dude John.
All right, everybody's social mediaing up.
There you go.
Let's social media it up here for everybody. All right.
Even on the radio, we're looking down on our phones.
Yes.
That's just the new day and age.
It is the new day and age. Not even focused on the audience. Focused on Instagram.
We're probably causing like a dozen wrecks right now because people are pulling out their phones while they're heading to work this morning.
News Dude John, there you are. I'll follow you back.
All right.
Okay.
I'm up to 3 followers now. All right.
Schmidt 1968 started following me 8 seconds ago. Delwood, Gmail.com, Woods, something started following me. Wow. Thank you. You guys are right on it. Who? Anybody else? Oh, hi, Danny. Hi, Schmidt 1968. Very good. We're getting the Instagram going here. All right. Going to be people from Florida going to start flirting with me or something. I don't know. Whatever happened. John, you look good, though, in the bow tie. That's what happened.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. We might have something all wrong. I want to ask you about this. Did you hear the story of the woman, the aunt who sued her nephew? It was all over the news, kind of over the internet yesterday, and everybody's saying this is the worst aunt in the world. She sued her nephew. Well, she still might be the worst aunt in the world, but here is what her attorneys are saying. Check this out. We may have misjudged this aunt who has been vilified across the country for suing her 12-year-old nephew. She sued her own 12-year-old nephew for $127,000 over a broken wrist she got 4 years earlier at his 8th birthday party. She came to his 8th birthday party, and he enthusiastically ran to her to hug her. And she fell and broke her wrist. And so that's how the story was reported. She went to her 8-year-old nephew's birthday party. He jumped up to hug her and fell and broke her wrist. And now she's suing the 8-year-old. Well, her attorneys say you guys might have it all wrong, and we might have it all wrong for vilifying this woman. Attorneys for Jennifer Connell said yesterday she didn't want to sue her nephew. She didn't want to sue her nephew. That's what the attorney says. But was forced to after the boy's parents' homeowner's insurance company only offered her $1 for her injury. They said she had no choice but to sue in order to pay her medical bills, which included costs for 2 surgeries that she's already had, with a 3rd operation possible. Her law firm said, quote, "This was a case about one thing, getting medical bills paid by homeowners insurance. Our client was never looking for money from her nephew or his family." It says the law in most states require that people claiming injury have to sue the person responsible, not the insurance company. Connell's claim, which was rejected by a jury, charged that her injury was due to the negligence and carelessness of the boy, who should have known his greeting would have injured her. The news seized on the statement from her testimony that she had a difficult time holding an hors d'oeuvre plate because of her injuries. Well, have you ever had this situation with a homeowner's policy, and do you believe this? This is a woman widely criticized. How dare she sue her own nephew who was hugging her and she fell? And the attorney's trying to get her off the hook. Her attorney's trying to get her off the hook and protect her by saying, hey, she had no choice. She had no choice. The homeowner's insurance only offered her $1. She wants to get her medical bills paid, and the law says she has to sue to get bogus. Why does she want the homeowner's policy to pay anyway? Why is she filing a claim? Does she not have insurance of her own? Maybe her insurance wouldn't pay her medical bill because they wanted to get paid from the other insurance company. What is the deal here? I don't know if I'm buying it, is what I'm saying. Because if I'm at my nephew's house and he breaks my wrist, why do I want to put in a claim against the homeowner's insurance. Why do I even want to do that? Am I thinking wrong here? If I'm at a relative's house and I hurt myself, I can't even conceive, I guess, of, I've never really thought about this before. If I'm at a relative's house or a friend's house, a very close friend's house, and I get hurt at their house, I'm not even thinking of trying to file a claim and having their homeowner's insurance pay for it. That doesn't even cross my mind. So before she even sued the nephew, she had to be thinking, how does that work, is what I'm asking you. How does that work? And somebody help me out here. This is my topic. 839-1059 is this woman who sued her nephew. Everybody said, what a terrible woman she is, suing for money to try and collect after she broke her wrist at an 8-year-old's party. How terrible of her. Her attorneys are trying to save face and protect her by saying she had no choice. The homeowner's insurance policy only offered her $1, and the law says before the insurance company's not going to pay out, you got to sue the individual. Still her choice, right? She didn't have to. Right? Does this help this? Do you think her name is Jennifer O'Connell? Is it Connell or O'Connell? I think it's O'Connell. Do you think O'Connell's lawyers are helping her at all? Let's go to the phones because I know there's a lot of wisdom out there. Let's get some of it. 839-1059. Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's Terry, the nurse.
Terry, welcome.
My ex had to sue his father when they were in a car accident with a dump truck. In order to sue the driver of the dump truck, he also had to sue the driver of the car, which was his father.
And why did he, quote, have to sue his father?
We were told by the lawyer that you could not sue the dump truck driver without suing the driver of the car as well. They claimed they were both at fault. We talked to my father-in-law, and he said he understood, and we had to sue them both.
To get the insurance companies to pay anything for his injuries?
Yes, because he had back injury, and he ended up having surgeries and what have you. So in order to get that, and they claimed that the truck driver was 75% at fault, and my father-in-law was 25% at fault.
And you had a lawyer that said you cannot sue just the dump truck driver without suing your own father.
Correct.
I'd be finding a different lawyer.
No, and like I said, we talked to him. We discussed the situation because he was missing salary, and it was costing us a lot of money, and it was the only way we could recoup our losses.
What was the outcome?
The outcome was we got 75% from the truck driver and 25% from my father-in-law's insurance, and we had a nice little sum because of the permanent injury.
What did it do to your father-in-law's insurance? Anything?
I believe it raised it, but he really never complained. He said he understood. He was injured in the accident as well.
Yeah.
And he sued the truck driver, and he got a little bit out of that as well. So.
But because your husband or whatever was the passenger.
Right. He was a passenger in his father's car.
Yeah. Wow. Listen, thank you. I wonder if this woman went to have her insurance pay for her medical bills, if they said, no, you got to collect from their homeowners. I wonder if does that happen? Odd in a personal injury.
I would think it would.
Yeah. Thanks for the call. Let me take another one here. Thank you for the call, nurse. And good morning. You're on Delaware 105.9. Dan Gaffney with you. Hello.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
I think this is just the new norm. Nobody wants to be responsible for their actions. This lady went to a party. She got hurt because a young man was enthusiastic or whatever. if she had health care, I believe they would have paid it. If they wanted to sue the little boy or whatever, that would have been up to the health care provider. But I don't think she has health care, and I don't think she wants to be responsible for her actions, so she wants somebody else to carry her load.
Yeah.
So, in other words, she's saying, well, because he was enthusiastic, but it's like she's the one who went. Nobody stood out in the road and held a gun to her head and made her go to the party. She went. The young man was enthusiastic. That's typical of a young child. And so she gets hurt. Just pay the bill. But I bet she doesn't have the money to pay the bill.
Well, what the lawyer says, and this is the part that I don't think the lawyer's helping her at all. It doesn't change it. I'm kind of with you. It doesn't change it. She tried to collect from the boy's homeowner's insurance, the boy's parents' homeowner's insurance. But the homeowner's insurance company offered her $1 for her injuries.
Right, and that's just so they can prove they settled the claim.
Well,
That's
she
better
said
than
no to the
offering her nothing.
$1. She said no to the $1, and she had to sue. Then they claim she had no choice but to sue, and the law says you have to sue individuals, not the insurance company.
Right, but so does that means she found a judge or a jury to actually believe and agree with that the I forgot what the relationship was.
Nephew.
Was responsible. The nephew was responsible. That would be
Well,
like
look, let's lose sight of this. The jury said no. They didn't award her anything.
okay, because it's ridiculous. But if you get enough lawyers and you get enough people to agree with you, the crowd, the majority is usually not right.
But she was wrong. She was wrong from the very beginning to try and collect anything.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, but she's trying to collect because she ain't got no money. I guarantee you that's what it is.
Right.
And when you don't have any money, all your morality goes away. You're not any longer about right and wrong. It's about how can I get somebody else to pay for what I need.
Jim, thank you for the thought on it. More of your calls coming up. And have you ever had this kind of thing happen with homeowners insurance? We're going to talk more about it coming up.
Hi, it's Dan Gaffney. Join me weekday mornings, 5:30 a.m. till 10 for the Dan Gaffney program right here on Delaware 105.9.
Today's sunshine for most of the day. High today 65. It'll be partly cloudy tonight, low 54. Clouds and sun with the shower in for tomorrow, high 67. And then tomorrow night, clear, low 48. Sunny, breezy, cooler day on Saturday with a high 57. And then patchy clouds. It'll be breezy Saturday night, low down to 42. Sunshine, breezy, cool day on Sunday, high 53. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
The comments, views, and opinions expressed on the air at Delaware 105.9 are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and not those of staff, management, or advertisers at Delmarva Broadcasting Company.
Hey, this Friday, the Dan Gaffney program will come to you live from Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville, Delaware. The restaurant that makes the best fried chicken in the area also serves up a great breakfast. We'll be there live.
Hey, Jim Weller here.
And hey, this is Colin Walls.
I'm inviting you
to Jimmy's Grill every Friday.
5:30 to 10.
With Dan Gaffney and Delaware 105.9.
Made from scratch radio.
With food,
fellowship,
fun,
networking,
and lots more.
Thanks, Jim and Colin. Our program also brought to you by Clean Cut Pavers and Pools. Doug Arcos will talk about a new pool and outdoor living space. Bob Wheatley of Alliance Real Estate Professionals. Dry Zone, the crawl space encapsulation and basement waterproofing experts. KSI of Milford, Delaware. That Granite Place. Mark Johnson will join us from his location in Bridgeville. Compass Energy. Andy Cannon will point you in the right direction. Ricky Williams of R&L Irrigation Services. We'll see you at Jimmy's Grill, Route 13 in Bridgeville this Friday, 5:30 a.m. till 10, right here on Delaware 105.9.
Oh, my gosh. Football season back again already.
Sure is, and an early Christmas present of a new flat-screen TV sure would be nice.
Christmas? We can't afford Christmas presents. We're still paying off the high-energy bills from last year.
You're right. Okay, I'll just have to squint at this little TV another year.
Right now, save up to $1,000 on a new Train XV heating and cooling system and take advantage of the best financing program Service Today has ever offered. That's right, save energy, save money, and buy before November 15th and receive a new 48-inch flat-screen TV absolutely free as our Christmas gift to you. Call Service Today at 800-659-2273 right now and save up to $1,000 on a new Train XV system. Get amazing financing and a new 48-inch flat-screen TV free through November 15th. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Service Today, we make it right now.
Subject to credit approval. See store for details.
October is here. Don't miss our fall incentive to build a new Brighton home on our newly released home sites in the meadows of Beaver Creek and Milton, where prices start at $249,990. You can choose your incentive of either hardwood floors throughout or upgrade your kitchen with granite and level 2 cabinetry. Visit me, Sheila, at our furnished model open daily. Call me at 329-9301 or go to brytonhomes.com.
Brighton Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder. Prices and incentives are subject to change without notice.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 5:59. Good morning. I'm John Butler from the Weather Center. Meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny skies today, a high of 66. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 48. At this hour, a group of protesters have been occupying city council chambers at Baltimore City Hall to protest a council subcommittee's vote in favor of making the interim police commissioner permanent. Protesters say they're upset the city's interim police commissioner, Kevin Davis, hadn't met with activists to listen to their demands. The activists are opposing moves to permanently appoint Davis to the post, and I'm sure CBS News will have the latest on this. At last check, reporters reporting that 12 people were led out of the building. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. It's 6 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Peter King. Sometimes plans have a way of changing, and even though the president had hoped to have U.S. troops or most of them out of Afghanistan by the end of his term, events on the ground have changed that. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
The Obama administration has decided to slow the pace of the withdrawal, leaving nearly 6,000 U.S. troops in Afghanistan after next year. The current plan had been to shrink to about 1,000 embassy-based troops only. Though the Obama administration insists the war is over, there is still violence and instability, and Afghan security forces are still vulnerable.
The official announcement is expected this morning. In Baltimore, an overnight sit-in at City Hall where protesters are unhappy about the man who could become the city's new police commissioner. CBS's Heather Bosch has more live.
Activists say they weren't allowed to ask Kevin Davis questions before the city council took a step toward making him the permanent commissioner. Davis has served as interim commissioner since the former one was fired amid riots that broke out over the death of Freddie Gray. He was injured in police custody. Word now that police are escorting protesters, some in plastic handcuffs, out of City Hall. Peter?
Former Los Angeles Laker Lamar Odom is said to be fighting for his life in a hospital.
He's still unconscious? Yeah, well, he's in a deep sleep for sure.
After what's believed to be a toxic mix of drugs and alcohol that left him unconscious and unresponsive at a Nevada brothel. CBS's Steve Futterman is in Las Vegas.
Lamar Odom is in very serious condition. His prognosis is unclear. Some reports say he is on life support. According to numerous published stories, Odom suffered a series of strokes. He has suffered some brain damage, and quite frankly, no one knows if he's going to survive.
Israel says a recent wave of attacks by Palestinians presents a challenge, even with stepped-up security. Government spokesman Mark Regev.
We're convinced that by strengthening the security presence, we're hoping to protect our people. At the same time, we think more could be done on the Palestinian side to end this wave of murdering.
He says so-called lone wolves aren't affiliated with particular groups and are likely to be inspired by social media. U.S. Customs says it's fixed a computer glitch that forced delays at several large airports last night. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
The computer issue had to do with the ability to check names against watch lists. Sources are telling us that it was a router issue that went down, that brought the system down.
Toronto Blue Jays fans are delirious, thrilled.
Unimaginable. Unreal. We were jumping up and down. There's no feeling like it. Playoff baseball, baby!
The Blue Jays are going to the American League Championship Series for the first time in 22 years after beating the Texas Rangers in a sometimes bizarre game. And they'll meet the Kansas City Royals, who beat Houston last night. And the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers play tonight for the right to meet the Chicago Cubs in the National League Series. S&P futures are up 15. This is CBS News.
Specialist, what do you say about this Ford Escape?
Left rear tire, worn, uneven tread. Pressure's lower in front.
Nice assessment, treads.
Got the perfect fit. Ready to roll.
Now get a $140 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires when you use your Ford Service credit card at the Big Tire event.
When your Ford needs service, you need the specialist at Ford.
Subject to credit approval. Rebate by prepaid debit card. Other tire manufacturer rebate or offer cannot be combined with Ford Service credit card rebate or offer. See your participating Ford dealer for details through 12/31/15.
The more you learn about your insurance coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you had enough coverage for your fine art.
You broke my Quenelle lioness sculpture.
When you aren't even covered for your not-so-fine art.
You broke my Mr. Banana lamp.
Or how you're probably covered for hitting this car, but maybe not covered for hitting this car. Talk to a farmer's agent about what gaps might be hiding in your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 6:04. Good morning, everyone. Maryland State Police, along with other law enforcement agencies, arrested 2 people in a massive heroin bust in Salisbury. 33-year-old Jermaine Peters and 33-year-old Priscilla Hammond were arrested after a 9-month investigation. Determined both suspects were heavily involved in heroin distribution in the region. Investigators from the Wicomico County Narcotics Task Force executed an arrest warrant in the 1400 block of Chateau Drive and in the 1200 block of Jersey Road on Tuesday morning. Almost 2.5 pounds of raw heroin valued at over $500,000 was discovered, along with 2 stolen handguns and a .22 caliber long gun. Over $118,000 in suspected drug proceeds was also discovered. Both suspects face a long list of charges. You can get more on the story along with a picture of the crime scene at our website, Delaware1059.com. Well, the public got its chance to discuss DelDOT's proposal for the US 113 North and South study for the Millsboro South area. Delaware 105.9's Joe Irizarry has more.
The highlights of the proposal include 3 lanes each way on Route 113 in Millsboro and a connector from Route 113 to Route 24 that bypasses downtown Millsboro. Bob Latshaw lives in Millsboro, and he's in favor of the proposal.
Anything that alleviates the traffic congestion, does not impede traffic flow by adding new traffic lights, etc., is a good thing, and it looks like that's what they've done.
Meanwhile, Bob Ricker with Baker's Hardware in Millsboro is against the plan.
Closing the crossovers, which will make it almost impossible for the residents who live on the east side of Millsboro to access any businesses or services on the west side of Millsboro. Totally unacceptable. This will destroy businesses in Millsboro and make it almost impossible for anybody to do business on 113.
Ricker adds the added lanes on Route 113 will lead to more speeding and accidents. I'm Joe Irizarry, Delaware 105.9.
Maryland State Police will mark the 20th anniversary of one of their own gunned down in the line of duty. The event will be held tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Princess Anne Barrack on Perry Road. The public is welcome to attend. Trooper First Class Edward Plank Jr. was shot and killed during a traffic stop on Route 13 in Princess Anne on October 17, 1995. At the time of his death, he left behind a wife and 7-month-old daughter. Several elected officials and family members will be in attendance, including Wicomico County Sheriff Mike Lewis and Plank's parents. Delaware 105.9 news time is 6:06. Here's Schofield on sports.
The American League Championship Series is now set after Kansas City beat Houston in Game 5 of their ALDS last night 7-2. Johnny Cueto gave up just 2 runs on 2 hits and struck out 8 over 8 innings, and Kendrys Morales hit a 3-run homer for the Royals, who will now face the Toronto Blue Jays after Jose Bautista's 3-run homer in the 7th lifted them to a 6-3 win over Texas yesterday. That leads to a rematch of the 1985 ALCS 30 years later. Game 1 will be in Kansas City on Friday. Michael Neuwirth stopped all 30 Chicago shots to earn his second straight shutout as the Flyers beat the Blackhawks 3-0. Claude Giroux, Sam Gagner, and Matt Reed all tallied goals for Philly in the win. Minnesota knocked off Indiana in the WNBA Finals 69-52 to capture their third title in the last 5 years. And one high school score from yesterday. This is from boys soccer. Cesar Rodney beat Milford 5-1. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
All right, thanks a lot, Gary. From the Weather Center, meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny skies today, a high 66. Tonight, clear skies, a low 48. Friday, partly sunny with a shower in places during the afternoon, a high 68. Low Friday night of 43. Right now, clear skies in Milford, 49 degrees. Ocean City seeing some clouds, 53 degrees right now, and Lewis, 46. I'm John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News. More of the Dan Gaffney Show continues right now on Delaware 105.9.
Well, we were all about the social media here this morning. I mentioned Instagram, and that I had an Instagram account, but I have 6 postings on it. I don't do much with it. And I mentioned if I were to get 100 followers that I might start posting on Instagram, and I've jumped up into the 20s now. I'm into the 20-some followers since last mention, which I appreciate. So it's Dan Gaffney Show on Instagram. It was John Butler that got me started on Instagram. He was doing selfies of himself with the bow tie this morning. News dude John, he's got a bow tie looking smart. You knew you were on camera today.
I knew I was on camera today. I had to wear the bow tie. I have plenty of them at home, so.
I like it. You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Look good in a bow tie.
Thank you.
Got a haircut recently, I think?
Yes, a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's John Butler over there in the newsroom. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
You got me on how many social media accounts can one person do? That's the thing. Twitter and Facebook I'm on. I'm going to be, it looks like maybe adding Instagram to making that active. I mean, how many?
There's so many out there.
Do you do LinkedIn as well? I keep people asking me to do LinkedIn.
Yeah, same. I'm not into
I'm linked out.
That. No. Yeah, too many social media things out there. I'm good with the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm good.
That's it?
That's it. That's all I need.
I got people telling me I ought to be on Snapchat.
No.
Seriously, a lot of people saying go Snapchat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. No, it's not my cup of tea.
So anyway, Dan Gaffney Show, Instagram. Whatever you say, hit me up or whatever. All right, good morning, Delaware 105. Now, here's what we're actually talking about this morning on this wonderful Thursday morning. Did you hear or read the story of the aunt who sued her nephew? Widely criticized, widely vilified woman. Worst aunt in the world, I think it said on the internet. And it was even in the CBS News yesterday, and I did not talk about it. Because it's one of these internet stories, just one of these shake-your-head stories. The boy is 12 now, but when he was 8 years old, his aunt came to his birthday party at his house, his parents' house, and he enthusiastically ran up to her, jumped on her, and hugged her. She fell and broke her wrist. She sued him for $127,000. It was in the news yesterday because a jury came back and said, no dice, lady. You don't get anything. So she was then called the worst aunt in the world, loses her lawsuit. And one of the things they mentioned was she said, she's having difficulty with this injury. She's having a hard time holding her hors d'oeuvre plate. Still hurts when she holds an hors d'oeuvre plate. Well, that was the story yesterday, but here's something else that happened in what we're talking about today. What I'm asking you to call in about today. Her lawyers, a law firm representing her, is saying, hold up, everybody, you got this woman all wrong. Her lawyers are saying you're misjudging her. Don't vilify her nationwide. Here's what they're saying. Attorneys for Jennifer O'Connell, that's her name, said yesterday that they're claiming she didn't want to sue the nephew but was forced to sue after the boy's parents' homeowner's insurance company only offered her $1 for her injury. They said she had no choice but to sue in order to pay her medical bills, which include costs of 2 surgeries. This was a case about one thing: getting medical bills paid by homeowners insurance. Our client was never looking for money from her nephew or his family. And I guess the law in most states, I read, requires that people, if you claim an injury, you have to sue the person responsible, not the insurance company. By the way, her claim was rejected by a jury. But are you buying any of this attempt by her lawyers to save face? Let's think about this for a second. Isn't she wrong from the very beginning to try and collect from the homeowner's insurance policy of the boy's parents? Is that wrong? I could never think. I couldn't even. If I was at Colin Walls' house, or I went over to John Butler's house or something, and I fell and broke my wrist, or he bumped into me and I hurt myself or something, I can't imagine wanting his homeowner's insurance to pay my medical bill. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Have you ever had a problem with your homeowner's insurance like this? Or people collecting on homeowner's insurance? Or having to sue a relative because you're trying to get insurance to pay for something? Does that ever happen? And what do you think about this? Does this clear the name of this woman at all? You know, if you heard this story, maybe. Is this better now that you heard her attorneys trying to explain why she sued the boy? 839-1059. This is my topic. I would like to hear from you. 839-1059. Her attorney trying to say, hold up, you've got it all wrong. The homeowner's insurance company was only going to pay $1. Right. Why should they pay any more than $1? A boy hugged his aunt and she fell and broke the wrist. Why would the homeowner's insurance pay for that? Maybe I just don't understand insurance, or I just think so differently. I don't even understand the concept of it, of wanting to collect from an insurance policy like that. It's not your insurance policy. It's somebody else's insurance policy. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Maybe you can help me out. Let's sort this out a little bit. And it's really an issue about homeowners insurance. And it's really an issue about any stories you have. Dover, Delaware, Road Dog. Good morning, Road Dog. You're on the air. Hey, Road Dog, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Hey, let's picture this. The reason why you pay homeowners insurance is not for a broken window, it's not for a damaged door, or any of the little small things. Pay homeowners insurance for destructive stuff that happens at your home. You also pay homeowners insurance to protect your guests. What if your guest slips on your porch and breaks a hip? So you think that it's right that if I come over your house and I break my hip, look at the money that's going to come out of my pocket to pay for injury that happened on your property.
Yeah, but what did I do? I didn't do anything. How did I make you break your hip?
I know, but listen.
How did I? Wait a minute. In the scenario you're painting, how did I make you break your hip?
No. Okay, what if what if you had ice on your step? Or what if you had water on your step and I slipped and fell? That's the reason why we pay homeowners insurance, Dan. You don't just pay it just for flood insurance. Homeowners insurance is to protect people that happen to come onto your property.
Well, don't you have health insurance to pay for your broken hip?
That's not, no, you don't, sir. No, that's not for that. My health insurance would immediately have me report, how did your accident happen? It happened at this person's house. Then that person has to have that has homeowners insurance. It's just like a car accident.
So you're saying to me, if I'm at Road Dog's house, let's do it flip-flop. If I hurt myself at Road Dog's house,
yes, sir.
Go to the hospital, whip out my Blue Cross.
Right.
Blue Cross isn't going to pay because they want to collect from your homeowner's insurance?
That's exactly true.
Oh, no way.
Yes, sir.
No way.
Wait until we get an insurance person on here to verify it, and then you're going to owe me a bone.
All right, Road Dog. What kind do you want? Milk bone, or do you want one of those real bones with the marrow in it?
I want the rawhide, brother.
That's what you want.
want.
All right, milk bone. See you later. Let's go to Taffy in Oak Orchard. Hey, Taffy, good morning. You're on Delaware 105.9.
Wow, I didn't get that last call at all. I have homeowners insurance in case a tree falls on my house or, something like that. I don't think about friends coming over, because if I'm inviting people to my house, they're friends or family. My first thought isn't I have homeowners so they can't sue me. I don't know. That was very strange. Anyway, to me, it sounds like the aunt in this case is backpedaling now.
Well, her lawyers are trying to save her good name, I guess.
Exactly, because she really did a bum move. And the fact that she made this move 4 years later, a year after this poor child lost his mother, is unbelievable.
Yeah, but the law firm is saying she had no choice because their homeowner's insurance was only going to pay $1.
Baloney. You have a choice.
Baloney.
You don't do it. That's the choice. That to me is just. She doesn't have to worry about being greeted exuberantly at any family reunion going forward, because she probably is not going to be invited to.
Right. You're going to see her say, "I'm not going to hug you."
I'm not inviting you. Period. Because, gosh, like that last caller, if you slip and fall on my property, Lord knows what you're going to do to me. So,
yes, thank you, Taffy. Good call. Let's see. Who's next? It's Tom in Milford is next. Hello, Tom. You're on Delaware 105.9. Hello.
Hey, Jane. I haven't read this story. Just on the face of it, even from yesterday, you can't sue an 8-year-old because they're a minor. What she was doing was suing the parents for their child's negligence.
Right. And the attorneys are saying she had no choice because she tried to collect from their homeowner's insurance policy, but they only paid $1. You can't sue the insurance company. You have to sue an individual. And they're trying to say the media is portraying it all wrong, that this woman did apparently nothing wrong, they're trying to say.
Excuse me. I think she wanted pain and suffering. I think that $1 was an insult amount to her pain and suffering.
Well, is she right? Let's back up before the law. Is she right in trying to get the parents' homeowner's insurance to pay for her broken wrist? Is that even right?
Well, what she should have done was sue the parents first, and then they go after, and then they assign it to their homeowners.
She should have sued them? She should have?
Yes, to get the homeowners insurance to cover it.
Really?
Yes. This whole case, we're not getting all the facts, but
well, do people think that way? Like, if I invite people over to my house, like we're going to have a Bible study or something, and there's a bunch of guys in my house, do they think that, hey, if I get hurt here at Gaffney's, I'm going to hit his homeowner's insurance up? Is that what people think? I mean, is that a common thing? Is that a common way of thinking? 839-1059.
Dan, traffic is running pretty well around the area this morning. Dry roadways, light activity. pick a road. You'll be hard-pressed to find any kind of delays or problems so far. You're running well, certainly in and out of Dover, along 13 north and southbound. No trouble on Route 1 through the Dover Toll Plaza. One along the coast in Sussex County is doing fairly well. 113 through Georgetown, very light activity right through there so far. Keep in mind you do have that construction that shuts down West Avenue between Route 26 and Woodland Avenue. Watch for the detours in effect as that will continue for the next couple of weeks. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
All right, here's your weather, and our meteorologist, Steve Williams, is here.
Today, sunshine for most of the day. High today, 65. It'll be partly cloudy tonight, low 54. Clouds and sun with the shower in for tomorrow, high 67. And then tomorrow night, clear, low 48. Sunny, breezy, cooler day on Saturday with a high 57. And then patchy clouds. It'll be breezy Saturday night, low down to 42. Sunshine, breezy, cool day on Sunday, high 53. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, another beautiful morning, if you ask my opinion. Clear sky, 48 in Lewis, 52 on the Circle in Georgetown. It's 6:23. And I want to tell you real quick before we go to the phones, I want to tell you about Halpern Eye. Halpern Eye is there for you if you need eyeglasses or eye exam. If it's been a while since you had an eye exam, get a new prescription from them and then get some great frames. 30% off till the end of October of the frames and the lenses, a complete pair of glasses. It's a great way to save. And they still have a back-to-school special going on for students. $69 for a complete pair of glasses, frames and lenses. Two pair for $89. Two pair for $89. That is so great. If you've got kids rough on glasses, that's a great thing. And also, they have for back to school a designer package where if you pick out a designer frame, you get free lenses. It's at Halpern Eye. Look, there's a Seaford location, Route 26 Ocean View, Georgetown next to Redner's, Airport Road in Milford, Delaware, 2 in Dover, Smyrna, Middletown, upstate as well, Kirkwood Highway, all over the place. You'll learn more by going to halperneye.com. I get my glasses from Halpern. My kids go there. My wife gets her contacts there. I love them. You will love them too. halperneye.com. Here's Randy in Seaford. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning. I had to chime in on this only because when my son was 2.5, he was starting, he was walking, but he was struggling. And he tripped and fell into my car door in a parking lot, and I had to go after my car insurance for that. My car insurance had to pay for it. The store didn't, and neither did his health insurance. The car insurance had to pay for it because it was a car accident. Even though he was walking, tripped, had to have 5 stitches in his forehead.
All right, walk me through. You had health insurance that covered him, right?
Yep, I had health insurance. And I was on a store parking lot. He actually tripped in a little hole in the parking lot. And yet I still had to go after my insurance company for it. My car insurance.
Why did you have to do that?
The hospital told me I had to.
The hospital told you had to?
Yes, because it would involve a motor vehicle, I had to go after the car insurance. I had health insurance. It happened.
But it's really not. It's not really up to the hospital.
It didn't matter when I got a hold of the insurance company too. The health insurance wouldn't have paid for it, and the car insurance told me that they would have had to have.
So
The only way that my health insurance would have covered it is if I lied and said that it happened someplace else. It didn't happen with my vehicle. If he had fallen and hit the ground, the health insurance or the store would have covered it. But because he hit his head on the edge of the door, the car door, it was open, he needed stitches. It was considered a car accident.
And you're
13 years ago, because he's 15 now. He was probably about 2.5 at the time.
It's outrageous.
Yeah, and I was holding on to his hand, and he tripped, and I said to him, I said, well, he tripped in the little hole right there. I'm like, and he hit and there were, because the store had to file a report on it, because it happened in their parking lot. But yeah.
Why did the store have to even know? Why did the store have to file a report?
Oh, because he was bleeding. I had to bring him back in. I mean, he was just gushing blood.
Oh, like you went back in there to take care of him or
I
something?
went back in to get help, because he was only 2.5. I went back in,
Right.
I mean, there was just blood all over me, blood all over him. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Well,
when
listen.
it came down to it, the health insurance, because I called after. I'm like, why did I have to file this with my car insurance? This doesn't make no sense. Anything that happens with a vehicle has to fall back on your car insurance.
What if he tripped and fell and he fell into my car?
It would fall back on your insurance.
No way.
Dead serious. I swear on both of my kids' lives, that's the way it has to happen because it involves an automobile. It has to fall back on that insurance.
Well, guess
And
what
see, I don't know if that's the same with homeowners because, I mean, but I know in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to insure your sidewalk. So let's say somebody's walking down the sidewalk and you trip and fall, and you don't even have to be home. It's still on your homeowner's insurance in Pennsylvania because of the sidewalk. It's part of your property.
Randy, great call. I appreciate the story. It's exactly what we were looking for. I'm glad you took time to call us and share.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sitting here thinking about if I'm her and it's my kid, what would I do? I think I'd be fighting my health insurance company and say, "Look, you dopes, it's not a car accident." All right, 628, Delaware 105.9. Well, what do you make of all this? Her attorneys, the attorney for the aunt suing the nephew, say, "America, you've got it all wrong." She was only suing because her nephew's parents' homeowner's policy only offered her $1, and it's only about getting her medical bills paid. What do you think?
Let's face it, saving money isn't always fun. It's great to save money, but sometimes you want to treat yourself to dinner at a new restaurant or indulge at the spa. You can save money and enjoy life with GetItHalfOff.com. Every week, brand new featured offers hit the online shelves of GetItHalfOff.com. Your life at half price. GetItHalfOff.com.
This week's featured offers include Bottom of the Hill Bar and Grill in Rising Sun, Casa de Pizza in Laurel, and Camp Spooky Nah in Oxford, PA.
At Delmarva Roofing and Coating, we specialize in commercial roofing. We work directly with your architect to guarantee the most high-quality, long-lasting, and energy-efficient roof system for your business. From repairs and replacements to acres of new construction, Delmarva Roofing has the manpower and experience to get the job done. Our industry-leading caulked-on white roof system reflects the sun's heat to save you money. For over 20 years, Delmarva Roofing has been the trusted and trained expert. Trust your business to Delmarva Roofing and Coating.
Let's go to the newsroom. John Butler in for Kelly Steele. This update brought to you by Southern States Milford. John?
Good morning, everyone. Right now, Milford 51 degrees, Lewis 46. I'm John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News. Dover police say a pedestrian was fatally injured when he was hit by a car while trying to cross North DuPont Highway. It happened at about 8:50 Tuesday evening. Officers say 47-year-old Dillard Stevens, who was not in a crosswalk or intersection, was hit by a car traveling south. An attorney representing Christine O'Donnell in a lawsuit filed by the Federal Election Commission is seeking to withdraw from the case, saying he's not been paid for his legal services. Attorney Richard Abbott filed court papers Wednesday saying he has made numerous requests to address the non-payment issues. From the Weather Center, meteorologist Steve Williams says today's sunny, a high of 66. CBS News is next at 6:31.
CBS News update. 5,500 U.S. troops will remain in Afghanistan when Barack Obama leaves office under a policy revision announced by the Obama administration. Here's correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The violence in Afghanistan has continued to test Afghan security forces, and most of the U.S. troops remaining behind will focus on training and advising, as well as counterterrorism threats. Close to 10,000 American troops will stay on through next year and then drop to nearly 6,000. Senior administration officials say the decision was made after an extensive extensive months-long review.
Originally, the plan was to have just a small American military presence in Afghanistan by the end of next year, based at the U.S. Embassy. And now the change is supposed to be announced this morning.
Military advisors had laid out a number of different options for the president. The security situation in Afghanistan is still dicey, with the Taliban making recent gains and the arrival of ISIS. Afghan security forces still lack some important capabilities.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett.
Southern States of Milford has been serving Lower Delaware for over 60 years, keeping your lawns and gardens green and beautiful year-round. Southern States of Milford is your source for Echo, Steel and Exmark power equipment. Southern States of Milford is the place for agricultural feed, pet, outdoor and fuel needs. Need mulch, fertilizer and landscaping supplies? Your local experts at Southern States of Milford have you covered. Call 422-8066. Southern States of Milford on Williamsville Road. Farmer owned since 1923.
You know, the aunt that was vilified all over the internet and the news yesterday for suing her nephew after her 8-year-old nephew birthday party. Happy to see her coming into the house, jumped up on her and gave her a hug. The woman fell and broke her wrist. And there was much talk about how she lost a lawsuit. She was suing because of this. $127,000 lawsuit. She lost it. Jury said no. But her attorneys are saying, hold up, she's not an aunt suing a nephew. This is a woman just trying to pay her medical bills. The homeowner's insurance policy only offered her $1. So she was forced to sue. Does that make it any better? Are you buying that story? Let's go to Jana in Milford. Hello, Jana.
Hello there.
Hi.
And I buy that story that they told her to sue him individually, because we are in the process of an insurance claim. We had a business sign, a big business sign at our business, destroyed last December. A car ran through it during an accident. It was their fault, the accident. Mm-hmm. And the insurance for the car company will not pay for our sign. And we've been through the Delaware Insurance Commissioner's office, and there's also a law in Delaware that states that if personal property is destroyed during an accident, that the insurance company of that car has to pay for the damage.
Right. That's why there's mandatory insurance to cover that kind of thing, I guess.
Yes, and that so far has been totally worthless with us. I don't know if there's what they can do, but we have been since last December writing letters, providing information and estimates, and going through not only the Delaware Insurance Commissioner's office, but with Hartford, which they just totally refuse to pay. And then they'll say, oh, yeah, we'll pay. And 3 or 4 months to go by, and they're like, well, we don't think we should pay. And so it's an ongoing scenario.
Are they giving you, now this is the insurance company for the person that drove the car into your sign?
Yes, and then they said, well, I guess you'll have to sue the person in the car. And we just don't really believe in that, And I'm thinking, well, you're the insurance company that has insured this car. That girl paid you insurance premiums, and you are not going to pay for damage that accident caused with that car. And so it's very frustrating, because you think you have an avenue to go to, and it seems like they're in the same kind of mood that the insurance company is. Well, send us some papers, we'll try to contact them. And I don't know if they're waiting for the 2 years to end, where you have Maybe. 2 years to get your, a claim processed, or waiting for that to expire because it's coming up on 1 year. So I can believe them telling her that she's going to have to sue her nephew, because that's what they told me. Well, I guess you'll just have to sue the girl. So anyway, I just wanted to.
And was your sign insured by your own? Do you have insurance on the sign?
Yes, and then they said, well, you claim it. I said, we are not claiming it because the car destroyed our sign. We didn't destroy our own sign. And it was a large business sign, a very expensive one. And so they, are just, well, I guess you'll just have to sue the girl.
What a joke.
And,
you've heard of the military-industrial complex. They used to use that term a lot about who controls everything. This is like the attorney insurance complex. Like this conspiracy to just, let's drive as much business to both ends as we can.
Right. Okay, well, that's
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to make that comment.
Yeah, thank you very much. You should have an insurance commissioner standing by your side in Delaware. I just don't. I don't have a lot of confidence for other reasons in our current insurance commissioner. But good luck with all that. Thank you so much. Let's see what George in Argo's Corner thinks about this. Good morning, George. You're on Delaware 105.9.
I think you get a lot of people to understand what kind of insurance they have.
All right, let's tell me more.
The lady that just about the sign, the person that had the car that ran into it might not have had personal property damage included in their car insurance. That's possible.
She seems to think they did. It's just that the company doesn't want to pay.
Well, that's why you go hire a lawyer.
Right. Well, right.
I hadn't gathered whether they did or they didn't. I just woke up and turned it on and caught the tail end of it.
Right.
But most places, I don't understand how the insurance companies are telling these people what they're telling them and that they believe it. Like the lady, they're going to pay $1 for her wrist.
Right. Well, if you hurt yourself at a relative's house, are you going to think about, and you have to go, you broke a bone, let's say, right? You fell off their couch or something. Are you thinking about a claim against their homeowner's insurance?
A lot of people probably would.
That's what started this whole thing with the aunt. Thank you, George in Argo's Corner. That's what started the whole thing. And Alex in Milford is here. Alex, what's your quick comment?
Hey, we had something like this a few years, many years ago. We were picking blackberries on the part of the property, that my father owned. And actually arguing about whose property it was. My cousins from next door saying it was theirs. We win this particular argument because my cousin Kathy falls down and breaks her wrist. Of course, the homeowner's insurance says, no, we're not going to pay. And so they ended up suing us, and we understood that, in order to get the insurance company to pay. So, this is not anything new. We're talking about something that happened maybe, 35, 40 years ago. And
she broke her wrist.
Right. She fell down. We were,
And are you saying that the her health insurance doesn't pay now?
Well, I don't know if the health insurance would have paid or not, or whether we even had health.
Well, that's kind of.
We're talking about 1969, 1970.
All right. Well, that was kind of crucial. Wouldn't that be kind of crucial to the story?
Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't know why they chose to. Whether they didn't want to make a claim. I was a kid, but they did sue us to get the homeowner's insurance to make the payment to pay for her wrist.
Okay.
And we won the argument because, obviously the land was ours because...
Right, but you figured it out that way. It's a hard way to figure it out. Thank you, Alex. Here is a caller from Millsboro. It's Norman. Hello, Storm and Norman. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Dan. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
First of all, I'm trying to figure out if her insurance company, a medical insurance, refused to pay and told her to sue the homeowner's insurance.
Yeah, there's no mention of her even having insurance at all. The attorneys don't really bring that up, interestingly enough.
Funny thing is that homeowner's insurance and insurance policies, period, are very intricate and very hard to understand. Do you know if you're trying to sell your house, you put a for sale sign on your property. Somebody, say a kid is riding a bike and he runs into that sign. Do you know your homeowner's insurance is not covered?
Why not?
Because it's not part of the structure.
Right, it's not part of the house.
It's not part of the house. It's not part of the structure. If you have an automobile in your driveway and a kid is riding down it's not in the crosswalk, because this happened to me. My car was in the driveway.
Okay.
Kid ran on a bicycle, ran into the back of my car.
Mm-hmm.
I had to claim it from my auto insurance, not my homeowner's insurance.
Right.
And it wasn't in the crosswalk. It wasn't in the sidewalk.
Right.
So homeowners insurance policies: who, what, why, where, and when.
Why did you have to make a claim at all if a kid on a bicycle hit the back of your car?
Because the parents wanted me to pay the medical bills, and
he hurt himself.
He hurt himself, of course. Yeah, he hurt himself.
So okay, you're not trying to fix your car or anything. You're saying he rode into the back of your car and hurt himself.
Right, and my car was parked in the driveway, mind you.
All right, and so his parents came after you?
Exactly. His parents came after
ridiculous.
Me. Yeah, but the insurance company had to settle, had to pay for his medical bills, and had to fix my car, and my insurance went up.
But you think, didn't they have medical insurance for the boy? Why didn't that pay?
Well, they said that the cause of the accident was the car. The key hit the car, even though I wasn't in the car.
Right, a parked car.
A parked car in a driveway.
Ridiculous.
That just goes to show you how crazy these insurance companies are.
It's crazy. The parents are lunatics for even thinking about suing you. They're insane. It's not the insurance. The parents are. How?
But
why would they even think about suing you?
I agree with you 100%. But this is how the insurance, like you say, industrial complex works.
What was the phrase? Oh, the attorney insurance complex. Yes.
Yeah, the attorney insurance complex. Exactly.
Norman, thanks for the call. 643. Back in a minute.
Prizes at Harrington Raceway and Casino this October. Play the over 102,000 Monster Mash slot tournament to win free slot play or up to $2,500 cash. Fridays, October 9th and 23rd, the 58,000 His and Hers Bling Bling. Win up to $1,000 cash and luxury gifts. Tuesdays, win mystery cash jackpots up to $300 cash. Visit HarringtonRaceway.com. Harrington Raceway and Casino, where winners play. Some restrictions may apply. All games controlled by the Delaware State Lottery. You must be 21 to play. Visit Players Club for complete details. Harrington Raceway and Casino announces live on stage this October, Beginnings, the ultimate Chicago tribute band. Superstars of country, a night of Motown, and Doug Church as the voice of Elvis. Plus, laugh out loud at Harrington with the region's best comedy acts. For information and tickets, visit the casino gift shop or HarringtonRaceway.com. Harrington Raceway and Casino, where winners play. Some restrictions may apply. All games controlled by the Delaware State Lottery. You must be 21 to play. Visit Players Club for complete details.
Everyone says Halloween is a scary time of year, but not really when you've got your good friend by your side, your pet. Make sure your local companion stays happy and healthy with the help of Concord Pet Foods and Supplies. Look for these great October specials. Pro Plan Shredded Blend Dog Food in the 35-pound bag is $34.99. Purchase 2 cans of Wilderness Canned Cat Food or Basic Canned Cat Food and get one free. Receive $6 off Nature's Variety Instinct Raw Boost Patties. Greenie's Dental Treats in the 12-ounce bag is only $14.99. And Tidy Cat Scoop and Cat Litter in the 35-pound container is just $12.99. That's just the beginning. While you're at Concord Pet, ask about their frequent buyer programs to receive even bigger savings every day. Make sure your loyal friend, your pet, stays happy and healthy during this month of Ghouls and Goblins with the help of the place that loves all pets. Concord Pet. With 29 locations, there's bound to be a Concord Pet Food and Supplies near you.
Concord Pet Foods and Supplies for everything your pet needs.
Windows 10, does this mean I have to buy something else? Did you know Windows 10 is free for the next year if you have a Windows 7 or 8 computer? Microsoft has big plans for Windows 10 and would like to have everyone on the same operating system, so it's willing to give it to you for free. Windows 10 is easy and fast with the best features from Windows 7 and 8. Is it right for you? Call the experts at Response Computer Group. Response Computer Group is your local source for PC tune-ups, virus removal, and computer and laptop repairs.
Hi, I'm Randy Ennis, owner of Response Computer Group. When you've done everything you've thought of to fix your computer and it's still not working right, it's time to bring it to a company that has the experience to make it work right. We're located in Milford off Airport Road in the Independence Common Business Park. Just turn left before you reach the Boys and Girls Club. Response Computer Group has been serving businesses and consumers in the Delaware community since 1983. Give us a call at 335-3400 or visit us online at rcgweb.com.
I'll never forget
that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
My first call up ever as a member of the National Guard.
When we got to the armory, they briefed us on the wildfires. They were getting dangerously close to homes.
Helicopters were going out to drop water on the fires. Guys in the unit were preparing for firefighting with local fire crews.
At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Maryland National Guard and aired by the Maryland, D.C. Delaware Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, everybody. It's Jim Weller, and you're invited to tune in Weller Does Delmarva this Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. We're actually going to be broadcasting live from Weller's Utility Trailers on Route 13 in Bridgeville. In fact, we're going to open the store early, and we're going to have free coffee and donuts and juice, and you are invited to tune us in, or better yet, just come on by and say hi and see what Made From Scratch Radio looks like, meet the fine folks from Weller's Utility Trailers, browse our showroom and see what we have to offer, and also you can watch the show at WellerDoesDelmarva.com.
Choosing a bank is an important decision and one people don't like to make too often. It involves consideration of convenience, cost, and last but not least, trust. Community Bank Delaware wants to earn your trust. They're locally owned and managed, and all of their policy and banking decisions are made right here in Sussex County. Stop in and see for yourself the difference a community bank can make. Community Bank Delaware in Lewis and Rehoboth. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Look in the mailbox, is there something for me? Why, that's the biggest envelope I've ever seen.
Look at these coupons, these bargains are real. This money mailer is a super good deal.
Would you like to save money every day?
Sure, who wouldn't?
Then check your mailbox for the big red, white, and blue money mailer envelope arriving any day. In this issue, look for savings from Fletcher's Plumbing, Milford Skating, Kenny's Garage, Miss Billion Fitness, Papa Grande's, Baker Oil, Good Earth Market, and many more.
Wow!
Hey, did you know about moneymailer.com and the free smartphone app? You can get all the coupons there, too.
Really?
Call 1-800-MAILER-1 today if you'd like more information and let the savings begin.
You're getting money in your mailbox every day of the week. Money mailer.
Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Dad, this is fun. I didn't think I'd like kayaking.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we come back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm gonna return the kayak.
Can we walk home?
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
It's time now for the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report with John Butler, heard every morning at this time.
Good morning, anglers. A reminder that the first batch of low-digit surf fishing tags will go up for a bid this morning at 9 o'clock, with the starting bid beginning at $250. The auction will end at 7 p.m. November 1st. The auction will be held at usgovbid.com, and you can get additional details at Delaware1059.com. Okay, tautog fishing is still the hottest thing in town right now. The outer wall has been on fire. The tog tournament going on at Lewis Harbor Marina right now has a new leader. Bob Murphy brought in a 6.79-pound tog yesterday. He caught it on board Katydid, and I tell you what, all the tog excitement has me in the toggle mood, so I'll be out fishing this weekend. Hope to have a report on that Monday morning. Offshore has slowed down a bit, but that may be due to the day of the week and not the conditions. And by the way, the water temps are beginning to drop a bit. That means the flounder will be out of the area soon, and the striper schools will begin to move in. A freshwater report for you. Got an email from one of the freshwater anglers out there who caught several largemouth bass near Milford on a, quote, top secret lure. If you prefer the freshwater fishing, should have some luck on bass, crappie, and yellow perch. And, of course, bluegill is always aplenty. If you have young kids, those are a great fish to get them into fishing. All right, tight lines and be safe out there. I'm John Butler with the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report.
You're blowing me away here today with some of your insurance stories. After this aunt got all the bad publicity because she sued her nephew. Her nephew gave her a hug at a birthday party. She fell and broke her wrist. Sued him. Sued her nephew's family, $127,000. She lost. The jury said no, but the point is people called her the worst aunt in the world, most horrible human being, and her lawyers are coming out and saying, no, you've got it all wrong. This is just about trying to get her medical bills paid. The homeowner's insurance, the boy's parents' homeowner's insurance company had only offered her $1 for her injuries. That's why the lawsuit. That's supposed to make us feel better. What I'm asking is for your stories about how this insurance stuff works, because if I'm at a friend's house and I break my wrist, I can't even conceive of trying to get his homeowner's insurance policy to pay. Long before the lawsuit. I don't even get it, but you're telling me some interesting stories today. 839-1059. 839-1059. We also have Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is here. We're going to get caught up on some stuff. Robin, good morning to you.
Dan, traffic's running pretty well still around the area this morning. Dry roadways, light activity in and out of Seaford, up through Bridgeville, or going up into Kent County, up through Harrington toward Dover. A little bit of an increase along the way, but no major problems right through there. The 113 corridor, working your way through Milford, down through Georgetown and Millsboro and Dagsboro. A little bit of an increase in both directions, but not too bad a ride. Route 1 runs well along the coast, around 5 points, and down past Route 24. Right in and out of Dover, same thing. You're running without major jams or delays so far. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Hey, let me tell you about Hawkers. We love this grocery store, Hawkers Supercenter, Route 26 in Clarksville, and Hawkers G&E on Cedar Neck Road in Ocean View. They're known for their great meat department. And I want you to mark your calendar for Hawker's 12-hour meat sale. They did this back in the spring, and it's coming again, October 29th. 12 hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a huge opportunity to stock up on prime quality hand-cut meats, roasts, steaks, chops, chicken, seafood. It was the first time last spring. It was a huge success. Hawker's doing it again. Now, I'm going to be giving you more details in the coming days, but what I really want you to do is put it into your planner or your calendar this date, October 29th. You're going to be able to start pre-ordering October 22nd. The sale is the 29th. Keep in mind, it's a 12-hour meat sale at Hawker's. Known for their meats. You ought to get down there and investigate that before you get into this sale. You're going to love this. Hawkers, Route 26, Ocean View. Hawkers on Cedar Neck Road, Ocean View, and Hawkers, Route 26 in Clarksville. Both locations, super places. And we remind you to shop Hawkers. Let's take a call from Janet in Greenwood. Good morning, Janet.
Good morning. How are you today?
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm calling because I was a claims adjuster for close to 15 years, and then when I moved to the East Coast, I started working for the insurance defense side. Now, a lot of people have issues with the insurance companies, but that's what you have insurance for, is to protect your interests. So if someone presents a claim like this woman did against her nephew's homeowner's insurance, that shouldn't be taken personally. That's to protect, the insurance company has to protect his interests, because a lot of these people, they don't have legitimate claims, really. and they end up wanting to take somebody's house over something so silly.
Well, that's why. Right. That's why we can't conceive of her even thinking of going against his homeowner's insurance.
Because she probably had a serious injury. I mean,
yeah, she broke her wrist.
Yeah, I mean, a wrist injury. I mean, sometimes that could include pins and all that. And if she doesn't have any type of medical insurance, which a lot of people do not nowadays, there's an insurance policy there that his premium isn't going to be affected, really. It shouldn't be, because it was no fault of his own.
Right. Well, they offered $1. They offered $1 because they could tell it was fraud. This is why can't we be upset if someone wants to fraud an insurance company?
Because it wasn't fraud. She actually fractured her wrist in his house, right?
Yeah, but
fraudulent. I've seen plenty of fraudulent claims where people claim that they're injured, and then you do surveillance on them, and they're not injured at all. That's a fraudulent claim.
Yeah, but Janet, accidents happen. Why should the insurance company have to pay because of a hug?
Well, it wasn't the hug that they're paying for. It's the fractured wrist.
Yeah, she fell.
What if this woman is a typist and cannot type any longer because of the injury that she suffered?
Well, tough.
Tough? That's what you pay insurance for, though.
I don't pay insurance. No, I don't pay. Do you think the parents aren't paying insurance so that she can get paid if she breaks her wrist?
Well, what do you pay insurance for? To protect your interests, correct?
Right.
All right, would you rather...
But you can't protect your interest to every fraudster that comes along. That's why the insurance company themselves said this is ridiculous, we'll give you $1. They know it was ridiculous.
Ridiculous insurance company.
What?
Because I said that was a ridiculous insurance company. I would be upset with the insurance company if they had the audacity to offer $1 when somebody has fractured their wrist and was injured in my home.
Well, they know that it is ridiculous. They're not going to pay just because you say, right? Hey, look,
local news first.
Greg, I wanted to give you the last word. We're in a hard break. I'm sorry, Janet. I gotta go. He's a good call.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 6:59. Good morning. I'm John Butler from the Weather Center. Meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny skies today, a high 66. Right now, some patchy fog in some areas. Local residents put their 2 cents in on DelDOT's proposal for the US 113 North and South study for the Millsboro South area. Stuart McGee is from Dagsboro, and he was pleased that DelDOT listened to the large amount of people against the Eastern Bypass.
I think that the department greatly listened to the suggestions of the residents and the farmers and everybody in that area, and have come back with a very low impact, positive alignment here.
The main part of the proposal includes 3 lanes each way on Route 113 in Millsboro and a connector from Route 113 to Route 24 that avoids downtown Millsboro. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 7 o'clock.
Most U.S. troops out of Afghanistan by the time he leaves office. But this morning he'll say that those plans have changed. Here's correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Nearly 6,000 American troops will stay on after 2016. It will be up to military commanders to determine when to reduce that level. Their mission will be focused on counterterrorism threats and training Afghan security forces. The war, the administration insists, is over.
An overnight sit-in at Baltimore City Hall after protesters disrupted a city council preliminary vote on making the interim police commissioner permanent. WJZ-TV's Mike Shue says many refused to leave until just a few hours ago.
Police said, if you don't leave, we're going to arrest you. About 15 decided it was time to pack up their bags and go. And then about a dozen, they were arrested, put in handcuffs, charged with trespassing, put into police vans.
The 911 call makes it clear.
He's got, looks like some kind of white stuff coming out of his mouth. Bunch of white stuff coming out in his nose, too.
Something was seriously wrong with former NBA star Lamar Odom when he was found unconscious in a Nevada brothel. CBS's Steve Futterman has the latest on his condition live from Las Vegas.
And Peter, as Lamar Odom fights for his life, we are getting details of the moments when he was found at the brothel.
He was unconscious, but breathing.
That's Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley. Various reports say Odom has suffered some brain damage. Workers at the brothel say Odom had been using cocaine. Some reports this morning say there have been small signs of improvement and that Odom briefly opened his eyes. Peter?
It seems like you can't avoid all those ads for fantasy sports websites, but now they're being investigated. And CBS's Heather Bosch is live to tell us why.
The FBI is looking into sites including...
This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Investigators want to know if the fantasy sports sites are using predatory tactics and accepting bets from states where the games are banned. They're also probing whether employees are using their inside information to win big off of rival sites. The sites are worth billions because they're booming in popularity and are heavily invested in. Peter?
The fantasy has become real for a lot of happy baseball fans in Kansas City and Toronto. The Blue Jays and Royals have both won their division series, and now they'll play for the American League Championship. Now, the Mets and Dodgers play their deciding game tonight in L.A. The winner meets the Chicago Cubs in the National League Series. Doctors say that Ebola can linger in some men for up to 9 months, but they don't know if they might still be infectious.
I suppose the surprising thing here is that we haven't discovered this before.
University of Reading biologist Dr. Benjamin Newman says they studied 93 men in Sierra Leone, found that the virus in semen stayed for about half the men they looked at after they'd recovered. S&P futures are up 15. This is CBS News.
Advance Auto Parts knows what makes a car guy a car guy. It's working through the unexpected surprises that spring up with every project. It's character, and it isn't rattled by a little thing like a dead battery, especially when you can get a new one online at advanceautoparts.com and pick it up in store just 30 minutes later. We'll even install it for free, so you can get back to fixing faster. Advance Auto Parts, for guys who love getting under the hood.
Most vehicles, most locations. See store for details.
If you're looking to save money on Medicare Part D prescriptions, just swing by Walgreens. With everything from copays as low as $1 on select plans to now reward points on all prescriptions, Walgreens helps you get more. And who doesn't like more? So seize those Medicare Part D savings because you, my friend, have earned them. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
$1 copay for Tier 1 generics. Points can't be earned in New York, New Jersey, and Arkansas. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:04. Good morning. Maryland State Police, along with other law enforcement agencies, arrested 2 people in a massive heroin bust in Salisbury. 33-year-old Jermaine Peters and 33-year-old Priscilla Hammond were arrested after a 9-month investigation determined both suspects were heavily involved in heroin distribution in the region. Now, investigators from the Wicomico County Narcotics Task Force executed an arrest warrant in the 1400 block of Chateau Drive and the 1200 block of Jersey Road on Tuesday morning. Almost 2.5 pounds of raw heroin was discovered, along with 2 stolen handguns and a .22 caliber long gun. Over $118,000 in suspected drug proceeds was also discovered. Now, police say when they arrived at one of the homes, an aggressive pit bull charged one of the officers. That officer was forced to shoot the dog and kill it. An administrative investigation is underway on the dog shooting. Police say the heroin recovered had a street value of $500,000. Both suspects facing several drug and gun-related charges. Dover police say a pedestrian was fatally injured when he was hit by a car while trying to cross North DuPont Highway. It happened at about 8:50 Tuesday evening. Officers say 47-year-old Dillard Stevens, who was not in a crosswalk or intersection, was hit by a traveling car on southbound. Stevens was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Police say no charges are pending. Maryland State Police will mark the 20th anniversary of one of their own gunned down in the line of duty. The event will be held tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Princess Anne Barracks on Perry Road. The public is welcome to attend. Trooper First Class Edward Plank Jr. was shot and killed during a traffic stop on Route 13 in Princess Anne on October 17, 1995. At the time of his death, he left behind a wife and 7-month-old daughter. And a reminder that an auction begins this morning on low-digit surf fishing tags. The auction of low-number plates was authorized last year by the 147th General Assembly. Fewer than 100 of the low-numbered tags will be sold this year. The minimum bid for purchasing one of the tags is at $250. The tags will range from number 2 to $450, and you can bid on those at usgovbid.com, and that ends at 7 o'clock Sunday evening, November 1st. Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:07. Here's Schofield on sports.
The American League Championship Series is now set after Kansas City beat Houston in Game 5 of their ALDS last night, 7-2. Johnny Cueto gave up just 2 runs on 2 hits and struck out 8 over 8 innings, and Kendrys Morales hit a 3-run homer for the Royals, who will now face the Toronto Blue Jays after Jose Bautista's 3-run homer in the 7th lifted them to a 6-3 win over Texas yesterday. That leads to a rematch of the 1985 ALCS 30 years later. Game 1 will be in Kansas City on Friday. Michael Neuwirth stopped all 30 Chicago shots to earn his second straight shutout as the Flyers beat the Blackhawks 3-0. Claude Giroux, Sam Gagner, and Matt Reed all tallied goals for Philly in the win. Minnesota knocked off Indiana in the WNBA Finals 69-52 to capture their 3rd title in the last 5 years. And one high school score from yesterday. This is from boys soccer. Cesar Rodney beat Milford 5-1. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
All right, thanks a lot, Gary, from the Weather Center. Meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny skies today, high 66. Tonight, clear skies, a low 48. Temperatures start to take a little bit of a dip into the weekend. Friday, partly sunny, a shower in places during the afternoon, a high 68. Low Friday night of 43. Sunday night's low looking at 33 degrees. Right now, clear skies, 45 degrees. Looking out the window, there may be some fog in some areas, so be careful if you're out and about this morning. I'm John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News. More of the Dan Gaffney Show right now on Delaware 105.9.
All right, I had to, unfortunately, I had to cut Janet. It was a great call in Greenwood on this insurance topic. Janet, you're welcome to call back. I'd love you to make a final point if you want to. 839-105. I get so worked up about it. And probably shouldn't. But here's the story that has us talking about insurance and insurance claims here in Delaware. Did you heard the story about the aunt that sued her nephew? She was invited to her 8-year-old nephew's birthday party. She comes over to the house. An 8-year-old's at the parents' house. She comes over. He runs up, hugs her, jumps on her, hugs her. She falls over. And when she falls over, she breaks her wrist. That hurts. And she was in the news because he filed a lawsuit against her nephew, basically, or parent, whatever, for $127,000. So, and the media seized on the part where she had said at the trial, "I'm having a difficult time holding an hors d'oeuvre plate recently." All right. So here's the deal. Her attorney, and so she's vilified all over, right? Oh, what a horrible woman. Her attorneys are trying to make her seem a little better. They came out with their own statement, and this is why we're talking about it now. Her attorneys, this woman that sued the nephew, Jennifer, the nephew's now 12, by the way, Jennifer O'Connell's attorneys, say it's not that bad. It's not like you people are painting it out to be. Here's what they're saying. They're saying she didn't want to sue her nephew, but was forced to sue the nephew because the boy's parents' homeowners insurance company only offered her $1 for her injuries. And so they said she had no choice but to sue in order to pay her medical bills, which include costs for 2 surgeries and maybe a 3rd surgery. The law firm says this was a case about one thing: getting medical bills paid by homeowners insurance. Our client was never looking for money from her nephew or his family. The law in most states requires that people claiming injury have to sue the person responsible, not the insurance company. By the way, her claim was rejected by a jury. So, I'm back to the insurance thing here. I'm having a problem even with this. I don't think this helps make her seem any better or not. She broke her wrist. Total accident. I'm having a problem with her trying to get even the homeowner's insurance to pay for it. Insurance adjuster, nice woman, just called, said, Dan, that's what insurance is for. You shouldn't feel bad about that. I don't know. I feel bad about it. Let's see what I don't think it's right. If I'm at your house, AWF, and I break my leg, I'm not thinking about, if it's some dumb accident like that where, somebody hugged me and I slipped and fell. I'm not thinking of filing a claim against your homeowner's insurance. Is that wrong thinking or what? I mean, what do you think, AWF?
No, I think you're 100% right, Dan, and I am just in awe, just in shock about what I'm hearing here. What has happened to America? Since when are insurance companies responsible for anyone from giving grandma a hug and she breaks a rib to some kid on a bike who enters a man's driveway,
right,
runs into the man's... I am in shock, Dan. I mean, basically what everyone's saying is that insurance companies or someone else is responsible for every bruised knee. I can't believe what I'm hearing. And then we turn around and scream and jump up and down because we can't afford our insurance premiums. What happened to self-responsibility? What happened to accidents? What happened to life?
Right.
I'm sick.
The story we heard, your AWF is referencing a caller who said his car was parked driveway. Neighborhood boy rides bicycle into the back of the parked car, and his auto insurance, I think, right, had to end up paying because his auto.
Does that mean that any goofball that walks onto my property without even with my permission, but just comes onto my property, hurts himself, and I've got to pay for that? This is outrageous.
Well,
you know what I think?
But then we have the insurance adjuster, very nice caller that I had to cut off, is she's saying, well, don't feel bad about it. That's why you're paying insurance.
No, that's not why we're paying insurance. We're paying insurance for high dollar, no fault things that occur with our property or our car.
Yeah, you're really paying insurance to protect the mortgage company is what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, if something happened to I don't know, whatever, and I can't, sure, because the insurance company owns the home.
Right.
But not because grandma comes in, frail grandma with osteoporosis, and trips on a rug. If she turned around and said she'd sue me, I'd wrap her up in that rug and put her in a coffin so fast. You know what they need to do? They need to start with these no-fault silly stuff. They need to have a deductible on the one making the claim.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, you want to sue my insurance company for your broken wrist. You have a $5,000 deductible because this is a no-fault. And I'm speechless.
Thank you, AWF. Listen, thank you. Let me take this call from Brian on his way to Georgetown. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Dan.
Hi.
So I'm going to keep this brief, but this is a topic that I have a lot of knowledge on, unfortunately. So your last caller, I understand her concept, but I don't know about her. But if this happened to me, I don't have $127,000 to pay my medical bill. And if your insurance company says, we are not going to pay this because it is not our responsibility, then what do you do?
Well, you start making payments to the hospital on time, and you pay your bill.
Okay.
Right?
Right? I don't know if people know this because, you don't know what you don't know. But in the car accident situation, in my daughter's accident, it was a car accident. So I work for the state. I'm not going to give out numbers, but I don't mind telling people I work for the state. I've got the best health insurance plan in the state offers. You have a choice. You can pick like the single person cheapest plan or the best family plan you have. That's the one I have. It's the one I've had for 14 years. When it came time to pay the bills, Blue Cross and Blue Shield said, sorry, this isn't our problem.
Right.
This is a car insurance issue, so the car insurance has to pay it.
So even though it became something you were insured for, they're saying it's they're dumping it over to the car insurance people, not the medical insurance part of it, right?
Correct. So it's my daughter. It's my policy. She has medical issues. They need to be addressed. It needs to be paid. They said no problem. We'll pay it. But if you ever get any money, we're going to take it because it's not our problem. And see, which they did. They took 75% of.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So they did pay it. Wait a minute. So the health insurance did pay it.
They did pay it, but they paid it with the caveat of if you ever get an insurance settlement, we're going to take it.
Okay.
Because it's not our responsibility. It's car insurance responsibility.
All right, but they did pay. Your insurance covered her bills.
Yes.
Okay.
But they
All right.
took. But my point is, when this lady falls and breaks her wrist, and she goes to pay it, and her insurance, that's. I think people are hung up on the suing part. That is a function because insurance companies do not want to pay you. They will do everything they can.
But in your case, your insurance company paid as they should have. So no problem, right?
Not in my opinion, because they took the settlement that we got, or most, not all of it, 75% of it, and we still periodically get audited and get letters from Trover Solutions, who represents the Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Right, because all that is just another settlement to make sure that the bills are paid, and so that goes to the original, your health insurance. I get that. I get it.
Right. So, but I mean, I personally have a problem with that. But
why?
I think
because you want them to pay the bill and then you get the money.
Because I pay my health insurance every single month. It's my health insurance. That's
Right,
what
and
it's
they
for.
paid the medical part of what you needed paid.
Well, yes and no. Yeah, they still dispute stuff all the time. It's a 4-year battle, but yeah,
right.
Conceivably they pay it. But my point is, with this lady is, I think if she hurts herself and she has an insurance policy, she should not have. That's why she pays for insurance.
No, she doesn't pay. She's making a claim against.
I understand.
The other insurance.
That's what people are missing. Why she's probably doing that, 99% sure, is because they're doing the same thing they did to me. Oh, well, this isn't our problem because you didn't get leukemia. You fell on somebody's property, so it's we aren't going to pay it. So then you're forced to do either, like you said, make payments, which I understand that in principle, but why, if you have insurance, that's why you pay it. That's what chapped me about it, is I have insurance. It's your job to pay these issues.
Right.
Not pay them with the idea of, well, if you ever get a dime from anybody, we're going to take it. We have a constant lien over your head 24 hours a day until your kid's 18 years old.
Right.
That's how it comes down, and it's easy to say on your end of the phone.
Right, because they don't want to pay twice. They don't want to pay from their point of view, and I'm just trying to see it from their point of view. They don't want to pay twice, or they don't think something should be paid for twice.
Well, they're not paying for it twice.
Well, look, if you have, let's keep it simple. You injured yourself, you go in, it costs $1,000 to fix it. They pay the $1,000. Let's say the insurance covers it. They pay the $1,000. But then another insurance company says we're covering the $1,000. You don't get that. Also, that goes to the people that paid the other $1,000. So right? You don't get both. You don't get the $1,000 worth of service and another $1,000. You
do if it's needed under the circumstances.
Right, but we're only talking about services rendered, which you said they paid health insurance stuff, and they're going to recoup what they paid from the other insurer. If the other insurer pays, they're going to recoup their costs because there is another insurer, right?
Well, in my case, the other insurer was $15,000, so no, there was not another insurer. I mean, the liability on
but
the
that's
other
the
end
theory. But Brian, that's the theory behind it, isn't it? Isn't that what you're sharing with us?
I guess.
Hello. Hey, Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. It's just the whole situation is just beyond frustrating. I don't think people who've not been down this road have no idea the nightmare of trying to get an insurance company to do what they're supposed to do. And I can tell you that it's extremely frustrating, and they will do. Insurance companies are not your friend, and they will do everything they can to get out from doing what they're supposed to do.
I agree with you 100%. I believe you in that situation. Right. Thank you, Brian. Let's go to who's next? Cindy in Milford. Hello, Cindy. Now, you just broke your wrist recently, not unlike this aunt that was in the news, yes?
Correct. I fell on the ice in March, broke my wrist, did have to have surgery. And it was interesting. I was just maybe 5 feet from my driveway, so I was out in the street. But you wouldn't believe how many times I was asked, did this happen on your property? Did it happen in your driveway? Like, yeah, please tell me it did. And the paperwork that I had to fill out saying, no, I was in the street. So I guess that would have been the debate. If it had happened in my driveway, my homeowners would have kicked in, which, believe me, for me, my deductible would have been a lot less than the $5,000 that I had to go out of pocket. But that's just the reality. And the money she's suing for probably was just her medical expenses. I'm on the north end of $40,000
right.
for a broken wrist, surgery, and therapy.
So who is quizzing you? Your insurance company?
Medical insurance.
Yeah.
I have to fill out a lot of forms. Like, tell me again, describe how and where it happened.
Right, because they want to make sure that if there's another insurer that might be there, that they can recoup
Correct.
some of their costs, right?
Yes, and that totally makes sense. So it's like the other gentleman said, I can't have my medical insurance pay for it and then think that I'm also going to get something from my homeowner's insurance either.
Right.
It's one or the other.
Exactly. You're not going to get both.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks for the call. Chris and Frank are hanging on. Frank, I have to take a break. I'll be right back. 7:23, more calls coming up. These interesting insurance versus insurance claims, filing against your homeowners when you hurt yourself or somebody gets hurt. Would you do it? What do you think of it? All that sort of thing. This is what we're talking about.
Why waste time running from store to store comparing samples and swatches for your window coverings? Let Budget Blinds, your local experts, come to you. Our design consultants will bring samples, swatches, and styles to you so you can see how they look in your home. Or you can check out different ideas and trends at our showroom on Route 9, 4.5 miles west of 5 Points. From sales to installation, we make the process easy for you. Plus, we service all of our products. Call us at 856-6799 and let us get started on your new window coverings today.
I finally moved to the beach and want to retire, but worry about how to manage my investments so that I can be confident in retirement. My financial advisor is now far away and seems to have forgotten about me.
If you're not getting the service and attention you deserve from your financial advisor, then you should come in and talk to us at the Locken Investment Group in Lewis. I'm John Locken, Managing Principal. We're an independent, research-oriented financial practice. Our focus is on helping our clients prepare for and enjoy their retirement. Most of all, we believe in communicating with our clients often. With us, you will not be left wondering where you stand.
Call us today for a complimentary portfolio review. 302-645-6650. Locken Investment Group. Independent, research-oriented, proactive, local, and accessible. 302-645-6650.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN. Member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer and a separate non-bank affiliate of Wells Fargo & Company. Locken Investment Group, LLC is a separate entity from WFAFN. Investment in insurance products not FDIC insured, no bank guaranteed, may lose value.
Vaccines aren't just for kids, and staying healthy at any age isn't kid stuff. The flu vaccine will help prevent the flu. So get vaccinated instead of getting the flu. This year's vaccine helps protect against 4 different strains of the virus. For information or to see if you or your family could qualify for free vaccinations, call 1-800-282-8672. That's 1-800-282-8672.
Don't let the ghost of credit pass keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearing $350 per week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chevy, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, and Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearing $350 per week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725.
All right, here is Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson.
Dan, traffic's moving pretty well around the region this morning. You'll see the usual increase in activity trying to get in and out of Dover along 13 north and southbound, but no major jams or problems from what we've seen right there. You're running well on Route 1 through the Dover Toll Plaza. Sussex County, the 13 corridor doing pretty well through Bridgeville and Seaford down through Laurel. 113 seeing a little bit of an increase certainly in and out of Georgetown around Route 9 and up around Route 404. Route 1 along the coast has been doing well around 5 Points and even across the Indian River Inlet Bridge. Light activity in both directions this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
And today, sunny with a high of 66. A high of 66. And we're at 49 degrees now in Lewis, and it's 52 on the Circle in Georgetown. Frank in Bridgeville. Good morning, Frank.
Hey, good morning, Dan.
Hiya.
I'd like to make 3 quick points. To your one caller about the 2 different insurances, if I get in a car accident that's the other person's fault and they total my car, my insurance company will pay for a rental car. They will even pay for, they'll pay for repair of my car. Then my insurance company goes after the other person's insurance company. And if they win, that insurance company will then pay for my rental car and my repairs. But I don't get the money. My insurance company gets the money because they've already paid for that stuff.
That's right.
That's how that works. Now, the other thing I find unique about this story is how, unless this is some weird twice-removed nephew, the story keeps saying she's suing her nephew's family. No, she's suing her brother or sister.
Right.
That's sad. That's really sad. And I don't think anybody's at fault here because I'm pretty sure a hug falls under an act of God clause.
There's got to be some reason the original homeowners insurance company only offered $1. That they when they heard the circumstances, they're probably thinking, well, there's no negligence here. It's just you fell when a little boy hugged you.
I would be a little concerned at the insurance company offering $1 because offering that $1 almost admits some culpability. And to your claims adjuster, I wonder if her boss knows that she never, ever denies a claim, because that's what insurance is for.
Well, 7:29. Thank you for the call. News coming up at Delaware 105.9. Been a very busy morning getting caught up on things. Great to have you here. Kelly Steele is off today. John Butler in our newsroom, and let's get him on the air now with this very latest update. John, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. Right now, sunny skies, 49 degrees in Milford, 45 in Lewis. I'm John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News. Attorney General Matt Dent is eyeing changes to Delaware's criminal justice system. He is set to unveil a series of proposed reforms today in a speech to the Wilmington Rotary Club. Dent's office says some of the proposed reforms would change long-standing positions of the Department of Justice. Among other things, Dent is looking at ways to be more just and fair towards some nonviolent and repeat offenders, while maintaining efforts to close what he says are loopholes in Delaware's gun crime laws. The proposal also includes ideas in changing how juveniles are treated by the criminal justice system. And the Baltimore Uprising Coalition has occupied City Council chambers at Baltimore City Hall to protest a council subcommittee's vote in favor of making the interim police commissioner permanent. And, of course, CBS News will have more on this coming up. It's 7:31.
CBS News Update. We'll get the official word today from the White House. The U.S. troop level in Afghanistan will not drop as quickly as some in the Obama administration had envisioned.
The recent explosion of violence in Afghanistan has led President Obama to reverse his decision to bring nearly all U.S. troops home by the time he leaves office.
And, says correspondent Margaret Brennan,
this was a tough call for the president who had declared the American war in Afghanistan to be over. Now now. He'll slow the drawdown from the current level of 10,000 troops to about 5,500 by the end of 2016.
There was pressure to keep the force level up in Afghanistan.
U.S. military advisors warned a more robust presence is needed to combat a resurgent Taliban, as well as threats from ISIS and al-Qaeda.
So in the short term,
senior administration officials say U.S. forces will now be stationed at 4 key bases at a cost of around $15 billion.
CBS News Update, I'm Dave Barrett.
The classic taste of the Big Mac sandwich. It's a 2-patty party on a sesame seed bun. Now get a Big Mac and a large order of crispy, golden, delicious fries for just $4 at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary.
I love the fall season, but man, another cold winter again.
Yep, before you know it, it'll be Christmas. Yay!
Christmas? We can't afford Christmas presents. We're still paying off the high energy bills from last year.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not wrapping up in any stinking blankets again this year. We need a new heating system.
Right now, save up to $1,000 on a new Trane XV heating and cooling system and take advantage of the best financing program Service Today has ever offered. That's right, save energy, save money, and buy before November 15th and receive a new 48-inch flat screen TV absolutely free as our Christmas gift to you. Call Service Today at 800-659-2273 right now and save up to $1,000 on a new Trane XV system. Get amazing financing and a new 48-inch flat screen TV free through November 15th. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Service Today, we make it right now.
Subject to credit approval. See store for details.
When I get my hair cut at Supercuts, they pay attention to every detail. The cut, the lines, the hot towel finish. So I feel sharp, clean, and ready to go do whatever. I mean, there's card nights, coach football with the kids, morning swims, morning commutes, and I love fishing trips. And a few weeks later, whenever I'm not feeling ready, I just stop back in.
Welcome to Supercuts.
And I'm ready to go again.
Get the attention to detail and sharp, clean finish that'll get you ready to go. Find a Supercuts near you at supercuts.com.
Whether you're celebrating a special occasion or just want to enjoy a perfect meal, we invite you to experience 1776 Steakhouse for premium dry-aged beef, fresh seafood, chops, chicken, pasta, and vegetarian selections, along with an extensive beer and wine list. The atmosphere, warm, classic, and inviting. The service, unmatched. Visit 1776 Steakhouse for a revolutionary dining experience in Midway Shopping Center. Call 302-645-9355 for reservations. Enjoy Nick Wayne on the piano every Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m.
Come on in to the Pint Pub in Millsborough and travel back to years gone by, where wood-fired ovens create eclectic dishes from ye old England, Scotland, Ireland and America. The Pint Pub and Eatery is located at 303 Main Street in Millsborough. Join Jerry Speece this Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And don't forget, every Thursday it's $19 prime rib.
Don't let the ghost of credit pass keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearance $350 per week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chevy, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, and Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearance $350 per week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725.
Do I live on the water? Sure. When it rains. Look, I own a house, not a houseboat. I've got to do something about the moisture in my crawl space.
Call the champs, Drytech Environmental. They'll knock out that moisture problem and get you back on dry ground. Austin Ireland and his crew at Drytech Environmental don't believe in one size fits all. They'll give you multiple custom-made solutions designed with you and your house in mind. With their registered trademark, Champs, crawl space humidity and moisture prevention system, along with quality, workmanship, and customer service second to none. They will solve your your moisture problem for good. Don't wait another day. Call Dry Tech today. Mention the sand and receive a free weather station installed at the time of your solution assessment. Avoid the problems of moisture in your crawl space, dry rot, musty smells, and unhealthy mold growth. Call Dry Tech Environmental. No one does it better, and no one's done it longer. When it comes to crawl space moisture problems, they are the champs. Call 410-543-4848 or online at drytekenvironmental.com.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
Remember Jared Morris today at 3 on Delaware 105.9.
All right, I'm sitting here thinking, could I get you to tell me how much you pay for TV, phone, and internet? These are the big three, okay? And these are the three that are also bundled. And I read all these consumer people that say you're probably getting ripped off if you're bundling, although they offer them, it seems like such a deal. TV, phone, and internet. Do you have them bundled together? What are you paying? Yeah, and we know that cable TV providers, these are the people you pay for television. Cable providers are not, they're not people's favorite business. There might be another reason not to like them, though. According to some market research, the average customer's bill in 2015, $42 higher than in 2010. And the customers that are being hit the hardest are the ones who bundle everything. If you bundle the TV, the internet, and the phone together, those are the steadiest customers. And one industry analyst says the quickest way for a cable company to grow their revenue is to charge more to the customers they already have. That's why they want to lure you in with that introductory deal. How much is it? I can tell you how much I pay for TV. $0. Internet in my house. I couldn't even tell you. I have to think about it. I want to say it's $69. That seems high, though, right? And then I have cell on top of that. So, and then, but my cell service, it's off the charts because I've got more than, the whole family has a phone. So,
how do you manage the $0 on the TV?
I don't have TV.
Oh, okay.
It's a quick way to get $0.
67 is about right for internet nowadays.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be only $49. Is that right? I don't know. It's DSL. TV, phone, internet. What are you paying? What are you paying? You paying more? Cable companies are nervous. The number of customers paying for bundled service dropped for the first time. Do you do the bundle? Bundler? Are you a bundler? Do you bundle? Do you buy a bundle? Phone, internet, all together?
TV? I don't need the home phone, so I just have the television and the internet.
Those two are together.
That's all I need.
Same company does both, right?
Yes.
Right, and I have no phone either. I have no home phone. And so it's a cell.
Cell phone is always on me, so I figure I don't need a home phone. My wife's the same way. So.
Right. Very few people have home phones anymore. 740. Anyway, I'm throwing that out there. Maybe you've had to go through a switch lately, or you're looking for bargains or ways to save money. What kind of deal do you have? Would you be willing to share that? What are you paying? I love to compare prices on stuff. And there's only one way to do it. Call in and tell us. 839-1059. 839-1059. Anyway, here's Jim Weller. Oh, here's Jim Weller. Jim Weller, are you there?
I am.
I got you, Jim Weller. Weller's Utility Trailers. Good to have you on the air. Oh. Phil, I got it. Here's Jim Weller, Weller's Utility Trailers. We're professionals. We're moving forward. Hello.
All right. I wish I could have one of those bundles you're talking about. I pay $225 a month for 60 gigs of internet, $95 a month for TV, and $47 a month for the telephone. So
wait a minute, the 200 and wait a minute, 60 gigs of internet. That's with your cell.
Well, it's what's it called, the little MiFi type device.
Okay, so that's part of your cell phone package.
Well, it doesn't include the cell phone. No, just for internet service alone at my house for the tablet and my wife's computer and so on. It's $225 a month for 60 gigs, which is actually cheap.
Wow.
Then $95 a month for Dish Network.
Okay.
And then $47 or $48 a month for a landline, which you have to have if you have an alarm system.
Oh, that's the kicker.
That's the kicker.
Just do away with your alarm system.
Right. So, anyway.
Get a pit bull. They only
there is other alarm systems now that you can get that will work with a cell phone, but I'm in a contract at the moment for the alarm system I have. But
all right.
In all the other buildings on my property, we got a different alarm system that will work with a cell phone.
All right. So, it's great to compare prices because people are going to call. Hopefully, if this works right, and it may not, but if it works right, people will call in and figure out ways to save money. Figure out what they do.
I'd love to pay $100, $125 a month for telephone, internet, and TV. That would be wonderful.
Right, altogether.
For me. But it's all in how you look at it. But I want to tell you what I'm looking at. Wellers is here. We're really having a nice year. We've put a lot of stuff on sale. I mentioned something on your show maybe yesterday or the day before. It's the receiver hitches we have. We have a lot of brand new in the box, older receiver hitches. And when I say a lot, maybe 500-600 of them, okay? So I got a few of them. They're brand new, they're in the box, but they fit older vehicles. And I'm just selling them so cheap. We always joke about it, like, you can always use them as a boat anchor. I'm selling them as cheap as a boat anchor. You can get a Class 2 receiver hitch for $27.50. You can get a Class 3 receiver hitch for $47.50. Now, the catch is, if we hopefully have one to fit your vehicle. But if you are a fabricator, welder-type person, you could literally buy that hitch and make it work and still be many, many dollars ahead of the game. But I had some car dealers call, used car dealers, who have some used vehicles. Maybe they want to put a hitch on it to make the vehicle seem more attractive or something like that, a pickup, a Suburban or something. If you're a dealer and you want to buy these, you can buy one of them or you can buy 100 of them. I don't care. $47.50 for a Class 3 receiver hitch that's brand new is a better deal than if you buy a used one at a flea market or a yard sale. So if you need a receiver hitch, and if we don't have what you need, we have good deals on other ones too. But these are an incredibly good deal at Class 2 hitches for $27.50, Class 3 hitches for $47.50, installations available, and we also have many, many, many other things that we have stumbled across that we just have said, if we can get rid of these things between now and the end of the year, why don't we just dump them? And then people say, why would you lose so much money selling this stuff? Because I got to turn it into cash. People don't realize that. Having a whole bunch of stuff and not selling it and it just getting older, I don't want to make anything I own a collector's item. I'm not in that business, so I got to turn it. So $47.50 is a real legitimate offer for a Class 3 receiver hitch. If you have a vehicle that we have the hitch for, you are a lucky soul today. So it's Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. Trailers all over the place, sheds, carports, and swing sets. Phone number 337-8228, 337-8228, Wellers.com on the web. And please like us on Facebook. We're the Wellers Utility Trailers there. And again, it's Thursday. I invite everybody and anybody and everybody and everybody to come on out to Jimmy's Grill tomorrow morning as Dan does his show live. Colin Walls, myself, Dave Hill, we all join him. Many people come and go. A lot of good advertisers, great food, great fellowship, just a great time of gathering. If you've never joined us, come join us. If you've joined us before, come join us again.
Right
Everybody's welcome. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Jim. I'll see you there, and thank you so much. Good stuff. Jim Weller, Weller's Utility Trailers. How much are you paying for TV, phone, and internet? I guess cell phone is not part of that unless that's what you're using to get internet, right? Cell phone separate than phone? The cost of television, phone, and internet service has spiked in the last 5 years, gone up. I think it's because we're using more internet. Maybe. I don't know, $42 higher in 2015 than it was in 2010. And those of you that have bundled services, according to industry analysts, are the ones paying the most, because you're the ones that are the more loyal customer, the steadier customer. And the companies know the quickest way for them to grow revenue is to charge more to the customers they already have, which may prove counterproductive. Cable companies are nervous, this story says. The number of customers paying for bundled services dropped for the first time in 2014. Maybe cable providers shouldn't be surprised, though. Internet service is more expensive in the U.S. than it is in Europe, while speeds in major American cities lag far behind those in Seoul, South Korea, Hong Kong, Paris, and more. Other major world cities are much faster. We're more expensive and slower in the United States than the rest of the world. All right. So what are you paying, Ron, for TV, phone, internet? Hello.
Well, the bill just went up $20 last month because our special intro price was over with the year. So it's up to $187.
And what does that include? TV?
And, well, 2 high-def boxes for the TV in the bedroom and TV in the living room.
And is that internet? Internet as well?
Internet and phone service, which we tried to get away from about a year ago. And they said, oh, well, you're going to pay more if because you won't be bundled anymore. So it's like, okay, well, we're tired of getting the, if this isn't Mary Jones, please, hang up and get your name off the list. It's like, what? Where do we get these? I mean, I don't know how many people own this phone number, but it's like every week we get a different name. So anyway, I was talking to Susan about this last week, and what I'm doing is I'm going to make a Mocha network in the house, and what it is basically, it's going to use the wiring in the house that's already there. And I bought a TiVo because there's a lot of times we miss shows late at night because we're in bed early, and I want to record those. And what happens is you hook up this Mocha network, a little adapter that you put where the cable comes in to your house, and it will send the signals to all the other TVs. So I've already disconnected one high-def box where the TiVo's at. I've already bought a modem. So I'm going to get rid of the modem because we're going up this weekend to return that. I'm going to try this weekend to see if it's going to work with getting rid of the other high-def box. It should send the signal to my TV in the bedroom.
Right.
And then I'm hoping to get rid of those little converters that you need, which are $3 a month. So right there, that'll save, just in renting the boxes, $36 a month. Plus,
yeah, well, that's a plus.
Yeah. So I'm going to see what they have to say. We're just going to go with internet and the high-def TV.
Right. This is a good chance to get the phone off of there, too.
Right. And you had to get a cable card, which I've been there before with problems with the box, and I had to return that. And I've heard people really go through some horror stories like, oh, well, we don't have any, this and that. Well, we went, luckily, to the Dover store, and they were very nice.
Wait a minute. Do you have any other internet available besides cable in your neighborhood?
No, because we're in Milford, and everything's Comcast. I've tried Verizon. No, I mean, I could go with dial-up, but I can't do it because I need it for my work.
Not dial-up, DSL. DSL. They have a DSL service.
Yeah, and that's probably a little bit too slow for what I need.
Interesting.
I have to have a high-speed connection for the data that I transmit and things like that.
Very good. Ron, thanks for the price out there. And what are you paying? Now we can all, compare. And if you have a bundled situation. you're probably paying more than others. That's what the analysts say. Ron in Selbyville, hello.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Yeah, I'm paying, I believe, $215. I paid it a week ago. A year ago, I was 170 something. I went to their office, and I wanted to get it lowered, and because I also have Apple TV also. And I walked out of there. They said, "Well, wait a second. You don't have a service plan. You need to get that in case something goes wrong."
Yeah, they said.
So I walked out owing $215 a month. I was going to get it lowered from 170 something. And then what bothers me too is I live between Selbyville and Fenwick, and man, your internet connection just goes way down when everybody comes down for the summer. They don't have enough.
Interesting.
To give you a strong, I'm like, they can't. I just learned this summer the internet is kind of like, I look at it like water. And they only have so much, and then when everybody pours in for the summer, your signal goes down.
Yeah, that's bad. That's not good. They need a bigger pipe, right? They need a bigger pipe.
The $200 a month, I got to figure out something. I like what the other caller just said. I got to look into something because it's just too much money for I watch the news, and then the rest pretty much is Apple TV.
Right,
and,
antenna. You could go with antenna, digital antenna, and whatever, something for internet. You might be better off.
Digital antenna, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
because of the way digital television is now. And then you have internet, and then if you have internet alone, then you use your Apple TV, right?
Yeah, but you don't get the news then.
That's true. But the antenna, you will get the news. Digital antenna.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
All right, man. Good luck. And that's, how much that costs? $0. Hey, today at Atlantic Pawn, all DVDs are 75 cents. Plus, lowest price of the year on everything. Jewelry, new in the box, musical instruments, Game Alley deals on consoles, and $5,000 custom Harley and great gifts for Christmas. Atlantic Pawn, Rodney Village. Call 672-PAWN. 672-PAWN. All right. Aaron, good morning to you.
Hey, how are you doing, Dan?
Good.
I just wanted to make a comment about what you said regarding other countries and how their internet is faster.
Yeah, well, not all the way around and everywhere in the world, but major cities compared to U.S. cities is what they were talking about, yeah.
Okay, well, I'd just like to say, some countries like Japan and China, their internet is substantially faster than ours right now. In fact, they've already migrated from a IP4 system to IP6. Which is IP4, and an IP address contains 4 bits of data. So that's 4 sets of binary numbers. IP6 is 6 sets of binary numbers.
Wow.
Because we're running out of IP addresses. And we're supposed to do that in this country, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But Japan and China are already there.
Good for them, right. And they're also saying the price people pay is less for the faster service. Very interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea what I pay for internet. My wife pays the bills. I make money.
There you go. You worry about, you got to get nice and compartmentalized over there at the Aaron household. I see. Jeff, Coin Laundry, what are you paying for TV, internet, and phone? The big three at your house. Hello, Aaron, Jeff.
Hey, Dan, good morning. We canceled the phone years ago. We canceled the MediaCom TV, the cable, and we just have the high-speed internet through the cable.
Yes.
And we're paying around $40-50 a month. Nice. And one thing we did...
That's perfect. That's beautiful. You don't need the phone, and you use the internet for any TV watching.
Yeah, we ended up purchasing one of those smart TVs that are Wi-Fi, which no cables, no nothing. You just hang it on the wall, and you can get the wireless internet, and we watch Netflix, we watch Amazon Prime, whatever you have on there. And you can rent movies. Obviously, it costs you when you buy the newer movies. Mm-hmm. But that's how we do it. We're about to purchase another Wi-Fi TV, just so we can watch in the other room. But yeah, we're pretty low on the price now. But I'm with Ron. Our service, I'm right in Selbyville, right on 54, about a mile from town, and our internet is terrible right now. It's getting a little bit better, but in the summertime, like he said, when people come down, you can go from having great connection to like almost nothing. Even with cell service, you'll get in areas where you can't even receive a text message.
Oh, that's
it's terrible.
Yeah.
I guess so many people down here at the same time. But I've talked to people that live in Bethany, and they have the same complaints.
Interesting. That's maybe a topic in and of itself. I'm glad I did this topic because we're learning about something else. When more people move down here, the internet slows down, according to you guys, right?
Oh, it's terrible. And a couple people I know that live in Dagsboro, but it's a Dagsboro address, but it's more like an Ocean View type area.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even use Verizon at their house. And Verizon's just like, hey, yeah, whatever. Sorry.
Right. We're not going to build a tower. We're not building a tower for you today anyway.
Yeah.
I got to, Jeff, on that note, I got to go. I need to tell people about the Old Father Group. Maybe you want to sell your house. Maybe the internet's bad where you live and you want a new house where they have faster internet. Old Father Group. I would call them, seriously, no matter what reason you want to sell your house, upgrade, move away, whatever. The Old Father Group. The realtors I would recommend, Dustin and Maria Oldfather, the Oldfather Group of Ocean Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty. Look, they will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline. If the deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. It's a home selling system on a whole different level than the average agent. They're spending thousands of dollars marketing each month. I think the average agent might spend $250 a month on marketing. Less than most car payments, certainly less than a mortgage payment. The average agent is also selling about 8 homes a year. Dustin and Maria selling hundreds. The Old Father Group of Ocean Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty. All you have to do is call them up. And here is the number, and they're waiting for your call. They are 302-296 6644. If you list with them and you're not happy with the level of service you get at any point, you can cancel the contract free and clear. They're confident you're going to be happy with their service. You're not going to want to fire them. They're selling homes for the most money. 302-296 6644.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:59. Good morning. I'm John Butler from the Weather Center. Meteorologist Steve Williams says sunny skies today, a high 66. You may come across some patchy fog if you're out and about this morning, so keep that in mind. Dover police say 2 officers were dragged by a vehicle and injured while responding to a loitering complaint this morning. Officers Anthony D'Erico and Willie Johnson responded to reports of a man refusing to leave the parking lot of Hamlet Shopping Center on Walker Road. When the officers arrived, 28-year-old Christopher Brewer was inside his vehicle and allegedly reached for an item. The officers opened the door and attempted to arrest Brewer when he took off, dragging the officers across the parking lot. Both officers were taken to Bay Health Ken General Hospital. Brewer faces many vehicular and pursuit charges. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 8 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Peter King. We're learning more about the circumstances that left former Los Angeles Lakers star Lamar Odom fighting for his life in a Las Vegas hospital. Correspondent Steve Futterman is there.
It's a life-and-death struggle. Lamar Odom's condition described as quite serious as doctors treat him for what appears to be a drug overdose.
The male had been using cocaine.
That Sheriff Sharon Worley. Workers at the brothel where Odom was found unconscious say the former basketball star was using both cocaine and an herbal sexual enhancer.